and 55-cent anonymous donation. You gotta go fast. All right, it sounds like we're good to go, so I'll be throwing it over to Zaheer for a 100% run of The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds.
All right, I'm just gonna start the countdown right now. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Alrighty, hello everyone. I am the Legend of Zaheer. I'm your runner today, just in case you didn't know. But I'd like to, for my couch to introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Aaron Toad. I run some 3DS Zelda games.
I'm PurplePhoton. I also run some 3DS Zelda games.
I'm Jamama. I also run 3DS Zelda games.
All right, and if you don't mind, PurplePhoton, would you be able to talk about the definition for the 100% category for this game?
Yeah, so the 100% category for this game is your standard Zelda 100% definition. It's going to be beat all the dungeons, and that means getting all the pendants and paintings in this game. 20 hearts, all the items and upgrades, so that means collecting all 100 Mai-Mais. There's a bunch of miscellaneous items in this game, such as the Pegasus Boots, Zora Flippers, Titan's Mitt. We need all those items. The B Badge as well. We also need to activate all the weather vanes. So yeah.
All right, so right here, Gully is telling us that we need to activate this weather vane, and this is how we save in the game. This is actually the only forced save in the entire game. So it might seem like, oh, why is he saving here? It seems a little slower, but if I don't save right there and right now, the game will refuse to let me leave that area. So that's why I went ahead and saved it right there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and make my way to the blacksmith. And, you know, business as usual here. This is normally how the game would go, but right after this little moment right here is when we're gonna take a really quick detour and make our way to Kakariko Village to activate another weather vane there, because weather vanes also act as a place we can fast travel to whenever we unlock the ability to fast travel. But then right after that, we are gonna make our way to Death Mountain as another pretty humongous detour, and we have several reasons why we're gonna head there right away. And we're gonna do, in order to get into Death Mountain early, we're gonna do this trick called Power Glove Skip, and I'm gonna let Aaron Toad explain how we do that.
Okay, so you have a bird, a crow, and Zaheer is going to manipulate its position in a sec to be able to push him once he jumps off a ledge over some rocks and into the path to Death Mountain.
All right, so I'm just gonna make my way here, pick up this bush, and move over here to manipulate the bird. All right, let's see here. Nice, okay.
Nice.
All right, so this is Moldorm Cave. So unfortunately for us, Link only has the Triforce of Courage, is what we know him best. So he has the bravery to get into the cave without using the sword that he has in his very own hands. But unfortunately, he doesn't have any trace of the Triforce of Wisdom, so he didn't pick up on the idea to actually use the sword. So that little cutscene that just happened with the volcanoes erupting, that's going to be very important pretty soon enough. And you'll see why very shortly. It would have been ideal for me to get lucky with some of the rupee drops and to have 10 by the time I got this weather vane, but since I only have 1 at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and wait around for the rocks to break. These rocks here. All right, that should be good.
Look out! Darn.
Wow.
All right, it's been a good run. See ya.
No, that right there was intentional. The only death that you will see Zaheer take in this run, because dying in this game is very, very punishing.
PurplePhoton, would you like to explain why we have access to Ravio Shop already?
Yeah, so as Zaheer mentioned earlier, that cutscene of Death Mountain erupting actually causes the full Ravio shop to appear. And it's the beginning state, so you can only, like the sand rod's still not here and stuff. But there's actually 2 Ravios in the game. This is the second one you're supposed to trigger. The first time Ravio shop shows up, it's supposed to be just a story progression. But now that we have the item shop here, we're going to be renting the Tornado Rod and the Bow, which are going to be very useful items this run.
And Ravio is very generous because when I attempted to rent the Tornado Rod for the first time, it cost 50 rupees to rent, but when you try to rent it for the first time, he's nice enough to lend it to you for free without any cost, and then I can just use the remaining rupees that I got in Death Mountain earlier to rent the bow. And both of these items are going to help me very much this early in the run, because normally the earliest item you can get is just a bow and nothing else until at some point after beating the first dungeon, Eastern Palace. And so now I make my way to the sanctuary. This is a part of the game normally, so we do have to do it for a little bit. And I went ahead and activated that weather vane because, like PurplePhoton said, we do have to collect all of the weather vanes as part of the 100% definition. And here we got a good old Dampé. He actually has a very imperative role in this game. He has the power of common sense because he is the one that convinces Link to use the sword that's in his arm, pretty much. So,
And luckily, he tells you this information for free.
So I just say yes to both question prompts. It leads to the same thing, but it's faster to just press the first option. So I'm gonna make my way to this grave right here and push it to get a guaranteed red rupee, because my goal for the end of Sanctuary is to have a minimum of 50 rupees, because there's another item I want to rent right away once I'm done with this area. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab the lamp. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. The lamp is the most powerful weapon we can get in this game.
Yeah.
I'll get into more on why that is later, but just keep that in mind. So that chest was another guaranteed red rupee. Luckily for me, since I need a minimum of 50 rupees, there are 2 guaranteed red rupees and 2 guaranteed blue rupees. So it works out really well. The other blue rupees in this little hidden corridor in there, so I never knew that when I first started playing, so that works out pretty nicely. And now for this fight, I'm gonna have this sword charged up, facing in that particular direction so I don't accidentally poke any of the ghosts when I charge up spin attack. And that's the switch that opens the door.
Yeah, when you poke an enemy with a spin attack in this game, your spin attack will no longer be charged and you'll have to charge it again.
So Aaron, if you don't mind, would you be able to explain what's gonna happen very shortly?
So right here, Link is really tired after his encounter with Yuga, and he's just gonna be sleeping on this table in his house. There are 2 conflicting game states right now. This is the moment where Story Ravio is supposed to appear, but Zaheer already triggered the Shop Ravio when he watched the cutscene on Death Mountain. And normally the trigger for Shop Ravio to appear causes Story Ravio to disappear, but because of these conflicting game states, there are now going to be 2 Ravios in Zaheer's house for the rest of the game. So I hope you enjoy.
Fun fact, we'll never see this, but there's also a double Sahasrara, but we want to avoid going to his house because he will actually soft lock your game if you do that, so we're going to avoid that. Sadly, I can't show you, but you're just going to have to take my word for it, or find out yourself.
I don't believe you. Go there.
I guess now might be a good time to explain we play on English because it only matters in this game how quickly you can advance a text box. So, it only matters how many text boxes there are, and English has by far the fewest number of text boxes.
So right now, I'm gonna rent the bombs right away. It's not gonna be used during Eastern Palace, the first dungeon, but it will be used very shortly after beating that dungeon. So now I'm gonna make my way towards the Eastern Palace because I do have the bow early, and there's actually a side effect to this, to the fact that I have the bow early. If PurplePhoton would like to explain that.
Yeah, so normally there's a cutscene there where you get the stamina meter. In this game, instead of having like ammo counts like arrows and bombs, you have just an energy meter that controls how many arrows you can use, how many bombs you can throw, and later on also merging as well. We skip that cutscene, but that doesn't mean we skip the stamina meter. It's still there, so Zaheer's gonna have to keep track of how much stamina he has.
Now, normally, when you try to enter Eastern Palace, there's a little cutscene that you watch meeting Osfala, one of the sages in the game, for the first time. But since we haven't taken the time to do other little cutscenes and events in the game yet, that cutscene doesn't happen and we don't have to worry about that, which is pretty nice. And right here, I'm gonna take a damage boost from that iron ball and get through the bigger iron ball, because if I get hit by the bigger iron ball, he's gonna take a really hefty knockback from it, and that will cost me a little more time. And now in this room, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot those three things. I shoot that little enemy there just in high hopes that he drops either a blue or a red rupee, because the rupee route is really important in this game, and any lucky stray drops would really help me out.
Zaheer will collect over 12,000 rupees during this run.
And so we have the biggest trick coming up for this run. If you'd like to talk about it, Aaron, while I focus on it, that'd be great.
So Zaheer's going to be using this Armos enemy to damage himself after using the Tornado Rod on top of this roof here. He's casting it on to get onto this elevator, which allows it to get on this platform here. And he's going to be manipulating his position to be able to put it in the correct spot. And he got it. Nice.
So this is the first boss of the game, Yuga. He is really easy to do as long as you know how to manage your stamina. Like PurplePhoton mentioned earlier, stamina management is very important for me, especially since I cannot see my stamina meter. So for the early part of this fight, I'm just mainly gonna shoot 2 arrows to get him to appear out of the wall. You just have to have him move to 2 different parts of the wall. But now my stamina is really low, so I'm just gonna shoot 1 arrow and then do some sword slashes to finish him off. Like that.
Yeah, very nice. So in that cutscene, Yuga actually traps Link inside the wall, but because of the bracelet that Ravio gave him earlier, he's able to come out of it. And now you've unlocked the merge ability, which is this game's kind of main mechanic unique to it. Merging also costs stamina. Even though Zaheer can't see his stamina, there is still a nice little indicator of an audio cue of when you're running low.
Yeah, it's gonna beep even louder and faster than if you're low on hearts, So for a little bit, you saw me kind of go out of my way to get a chest with a silver rupee in it. And as I mentioned a little earlier, rupees are very important in this run. So we do have a very specific rupee route that we do follow. So it is very important that I get these silver rupees now, especially since I do have to buy an item very soon called a smooth gem. And that costs 200 rupees, pretty much. So those 2 silver rupees work out perfectly for me. And the main reason why we need the smooth gem is to get another item called the Zor Flippers. It'll give us the ability to swim, pretty much. we got a little cutscene going on here. He's just telling us the barriers here and whatnot. And the only way to get through it is by getting the Master Sword. But Shahashala does something very nice for us. He saves us the trouble of having to get this item straight from Zelda herself. He'll just give Link the ability to magically just pull out the Pendant of Courage. It's very convenient.
You've been gifted the knowledge that you already have this item, apparently.
So as I mentioned a little earlier, I rented the bombs before going to Eastern Palace. And the main reason for that is because I want to use these bombs to open up the Hype Cave.
Hi.
Because this way, we get to talk to the mother of all hype right here. And we're going to be collecting about 100 of the hype snails. They're going to be very excited that I get to rescue all of them in around 3 hours or so. So if you don't mind, everyone in the crowd, I'm going to grab this little guy. If you can shout out hype, that'd be great.
Hype.
Thank you.
So these Mai-Mais kind of function like this game's like Gold Skull does, like an Ocarina of Time. You'll find them inside walls, underneath rocks, and underwater, many different places. Unfortunately, there aren't any inside dungeons in this game, which I think this game kind of lacks.
So this is us unlocking our ability to fast travel. So all of those weather vanes that I activated pretty early on is now really going to come in handy because I'll be able to fast travel to those pretty soon enough, especially the one in Kakariko Village. That's the first place I want to be the moment I reach the Zora waterfall, because there's another cutscene there that we do have to watch because it's going to lead to us being able to get a really fast item, you know, a good old fan favorite Pegasus boots.
Why are you stopping in here? Are you thirsty?
Always. I was thirsty for the hype.
There you go.
So I'm gonna go ahead and activate this weather vane. I am actually gonna fast travel back to this area soon enough, and you know, of course I have to activate all of them. But I'm gonna stay merged in this little area right here instead of coming out early, because there was that Zora NPC standing right there. If I unmerged before leaving that area, he would take the time to talk to me and all that stuff. But we don't want to talk to him. He's a little fishy, you know. So this is the shady guy, and right now he's got a very important item that we do need. So I'm gonna make my way back to Kakariko Village to get that item from him. And it really works out at this point in time because I also want to buy the smooth gem.
Hey, there it is.
It's the smoothest gem you'll ever see.
Only 200 rupees.
All right. And I'll just make my way over here to sneak up on the shady guy here. And he'll give us what's it's easily one of the best items in speedrunning this game. Aside from just going very quickly, I'll have a PurplePhoton explain why else the Pegasus boots are so good to have in this game.
Yeah, so the Pegasus boots have this weird gimmick with them. Whenever you cancel the animation to end the dash, Link does this slide and he goes forward along the ground. That actually allows you...
Hype.
The slide at the end of the dash actually allows you to cross gaps if you cancel it the right distance away.
All right, so I'm gonna focus a little bit on this minigame, but I'll have Aaron Toad explain how this minigame will go for me.
So this is a minigame. You can consider Cuccos to be poisonous, and Zaheer is going to be trying to dodge every single one of these. There are 3 stages to this minigame, and this first one isn't really that difficult, but for the second 2, we're definitely going to give some time to focus, especially when the second stage begins, and there will be some larger ones where the little ones like to hide underneath them, and they're a little hard to pay attention to all of them.
So since this is the beginner level, It's not too difficult. It's only the tiny chickens, but once I start the higher levels after this, that's when they really begin to cheat. Because that's when they bring in the big chickens, and sometimes the little chickens will hide inside the big chickens and come out when I thought that I've avoided the big chicken. So we'll see if hopefully it doesn't happen. They don't try to debate me in any way. Music is great, though. Okay, so that was it for the second level. Now we have the third level. This is definitely the scariest one. This is when a whole lot more of the chickens really show up, where it's more likely for the little chickens to use the big chickens as a Trojan horse.
Oh.
All right, good.
Very good. So, your prize for completing this minigame is a piece of heart. And there is actually a fourth stage to this minigame. What is it called again?
It's called Endless.
Endless. And how long does it take to finish? Hi.
There's a fourth level that you don't have to do. You have to survive for 999 seconds, which is about 17 minutes.
And luckily, it doesn't actually give you anything other than money.
It makes a giant cucko appear in your house that heals you every time you go inside.
But luckily, that isn't required and not part of the 100% definition.
So this is Rupee Rush. My goal for this minigame is to have a minimum of 100 rupees. But the catch is to stop the timer just before it goes over. Where's the red rupee, please? There it is, good. Let's see. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
So Zaheer wants to finish the minigame with under 1 second left because he's going to get a ×3 multiplier here.
So,
And a piece of heart.
I was able to know when to stop the timer with less than 1 second, but without it going over, by using the audio cue of the minigame music. So I memorized a certain part of the song within the minigame and basically just talked to the NPC the moment I heard it.
And it is a full second, so it's pretty lenient.
Full 60 frames. So this is Gully's mom. She's concerned about Gully because Gully went to play the Kuko minigame also, but he's allergic to chickens, so I don't know why he thought that was a good idea. And now he's gone. So now I'm gonna make my way back to the witch's house. This is I think second to last time I warped to that weather vane. We do warp to it again a little later on in the run. But I'm gonna make my way to the Zora waterfall so I can get myself the Zora flippers. And I'll go ahead and have Aaron Toad explain the little skip I'm about to do.
So this is a minor trick. Zaheer's going to be using the tornado rod to launch himself in the air. And normally when when you're in the tornado rod state, you're not able to move around horizontally, but this bomb is going to cancel that, and he's going to be able to boost himself up and skip a little cutscene trigger. There's a small rectangle just above the stairs that'll play a cutscene, and he's going to have to walk around it after throwing the smooth gem in and getting the Zora flippers. Although the cutscene is quite hilarious when you watch it after getting the flippers.
So right after I get these R flippers, I can go ahead and leave this cave. And we got some more hype snails coming up to collect along the way. But then shortly afterwards, I will make my way back to where Link's house is so I can rent another 2 items that I will be using throughout the run. Okay.
So we're having a bit of an audio issue here. We're going to be taking a quick break to deal with that. While we're getting that looked at, I'll just squeeze in a few donations here. I have $100 from Destin Lock. Hi, SGDQ, a longtime watcher, first-time donator. I just had to chip in for one of my favorite Zelda games. Another $100 anonymous donation. Zelda's one of my favorite series. Always look forward to seeing a good run. Thanks to all the volunteers and runners for putting on another great GDQ. A $10 donation from Man from the Wall. Good luck to Zaheer on the Link Between Worlds run. Awesome game, just for fun. And since I can't come up with a good pun, I wonder where you think Breath of the Wild fits in the timeline. $50 from Segfault106. Hey Zaheer, when will 100% include winning the Endless Cuckoo minigame? Just kidding. Good luck on your run. $15 from The Shaded Master. Have you ever thought about how Link sees on the wall despite being 2D? It's because he sees in third person. $20 from Miranda234. Had to donate during one of my favorite Zelda games. I'm so glad Zaheer is back to run this game. Good luck. $50 from the Purple Pansy. SGDQ is a week-long family event here. Greetings from a family of 5 that loves Zelda and Doctors Without Borders. Our 4-year-old is very excited for this Zelda run. $25 from Titan Guy. The Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite game series, but I can never usually get to the end. However, A Link Between Worlds is not only one of the few Zeldas I have beaten, but is only one of 2 in which I have reached 100% completion, with Phantom Hourglass being the other. Good luck to the runners today. Let's keep helping the docs, and watch out for all those crazy cuckoos. $100 from Darrow2, longtime watcher, first time donating. Watching GDQ with my daughter and my son, both of whom are huge fans of Zelda. Best of luck to Zaheer. $30 anonymous donation. Looking forward to The Legend of Zaheer, A Beard Between Worlds. Good luck, Zaheer. $10 from Will191. I had to donate during the A Link Between Worlds run, as it's one of my favorite Zelda games. Good luck to Zaheer, and my donation goes towards the Dark Inferno fight of Kingdom Hearts 3. Just to fill you in on that, looks like for that Kingdom Hearts incentive, we need $333,333.33, of which we currently have $7,111.79. So if you want to see that, be sure to get some donations in. Just to fill you in on some of our other open donation incentives, for Remnants of Nazith, we have an incentive to run through the bonus levels. We need $5,000 for that, of which we currently have $841.10. For the upcoming run of Cave Story, we have an incentive to get Taco's lipstick. We need $7,500 for that, and we currently have $2,956.81 for that. Our next bonus game is a race of Super Mario Bros. 3, for which we need $125,000, and we currently have $2,040.55. So if you want to see those, be sure to get your donations in. We do have a few prizes you can donate for during this run. We have a Bit Brigade Legend of Zelda vinyl, for which you need to donate $10. A Chainmail Triforce, minimum donation $15. A Hyrule mouse pad for $5. Some Zelda environment prints for $15. And of course, the grand prize, the Master Sword and Hylian Shield replicas, for which you need a cumulative total of $200 during the entire marathon. If you're just joining us, you're watching Summer Games Done Quick 2019. Just right in the middle of the Link Between Worlds run, 100%. We have a $15 donation from Care Bear 21. Hype Train. To celebrate my hubby attending his first GDQ, I'll donate $1 for every hype yelled during this awesome Zelda run. Shout out to Ryan in the front row. Hype! A $25 anonymous donation. Way to dodge those cuckoos. I'm really enjoying the explanations you guys are giving. Great info for inspiring others to play such a wonderful game. Thanks, Zaheer, and best of luck on your run. Hype! $10 from DJ Sharna Q. Hello, and greetings from the Netherlands. Big time fan of GDQ runs, and this is my first time donating. I'm sending this money because one of my favorite speedrunners is running one of the best Zelda games around. But I have a secret. Zaheer isn't running it. It's the beard that's the real runner. Have fun, Zaheer, and see you next time. $25.52 from Endgame Wizard, a perfectly balanced donation for a game that perfectly balances light and dark. $25 from Zerui. Don't you just hate it when you die, not even 5 minutes into your adventure, and a random guy just decides to open a shop in your house? Good luck for the run. $15 from Zarda. Second time watching GDQ, first time donating. I also issue this as a challenge to my friend Wyatt watching as well to match my donation. Good luck to all the runners this week. $30 from JPB16. Congratulations on being selected for this top-down Zelda run at SGDQ, my good person Zaheer. Good luck on the best speed run in gaming. Next year we want to see feet percent. We have a $250 donation from Foxdie. It's time to start A Link Between Worlds and my vacation. Hello, SGDQ. All right, it sounds like we're ready to pick up where we left off. Take it away, Zaheer.
Hey, thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. We're getting right back into the run. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I did just rent the hammer and the fire rod. Fire rod I'm not gonna use so much right away, but the hammer I will, and the fire rod just happens to be there right now. So it makes a lot of sense for me to get. And I'm also gonna make a little quick stop to the shop here to buy a little piece of scoop fruit. Now what that does is that it takes me outside of dungeons immediately, kind of like what the mirror can do from A Link to the Past inside dungeons. And I'm gonna... I'm gonna go ahead and activate this weather vane. And I believe I'll go ahead and make a safety save here, just in case. Aaron, do you want to explain what happens if I die?
Well, in A Link Between Worlds, if you die, you will lose every single item that you currently have rented. And obviously, in a speedrun like this, you're not going to be able to come back with all the money you need to get all those items back. So, safety saves in a marathon setting, obviously a very good idea.
All right, so we got some neat little strats here in House of Gales. I'm gonna take that pot, throw it at the switch. It's a lot faster than throwing a bomb there just to wait for it to blow up. And now for this little mini boss fight, I'm gonna wait for these anti-fairies to be in a certain spot. Set a bomb there while I go ahead and take care of that last one. And then get the small key from this chest so I can make my way to a different room in the dungeon. Now, this upcoming room has a 2-frame trick. It's the hardest trick to do in this dungeon. So let's see how it goes. Nice, first try.
Nice.
So the nice thing about putting that bomb at the switch right there is that I was riding that wind as that bomb blew up the switch to open up the next way.
Oh.
No big deal, but what I would have liked to have done there is to time using the tornado rod to get hit by the spike as Link is a little bit airborne, so that taking damage would get rid of the rest of the tornado rod animation. Okay, let's see. So right after I get this big chest right here, some flames are gonna come up. And let's see if I can get through the fire and flames.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
It's a little harder than it looks.
So I used a tornado rod underneath that railing to get that keys to move into that very spot so that I can use a tornado rod to damage boost into the keys in order to skip the remainder of that floor. And that was a dash slide right there. A very useful trick. You'll see that a couple of times in a run. So I mentioned that this was the House of Gales earlier, but this is actually the International House of Pancakes. Got ourselves a nice big stack of pancakes with a little nice eyeball on top, you know, to really fit the theme. So my strat for this fight is to time dropping a bomb, hit it with spin attack, and then have the bomb hit the layer immediately to get rid of as many pancake layers as we can. You know, before the lunch rush begins, you know? So same idea for this. Thankfully, I have just enough stamina to deal with all these bombs and tornado rod usages, so I don't have to worry about having to intentionally void out in order to have an instant stamina refill. So it all works out.
Yeah, in an 90% speedrun here, you would only be able to have one item equipped, which means when you're getting on top to damage the eye of this boss, the second and third times, you would normally want to keep bombs equipped and instead throw 2 bombs to damage the eye. But because you can have 2 items equipped, Zaheer can use the tornado rod to get up instead. You're only using 1 item and 1/2 of your stamina meter instead of both. So he doesn't have to void to refill it.
All right, so now we gotta pick up another one of these.
Hype.
So I'm just gonna go and make my way to underneath the bridge to get myself a free bottle from the bridge man who lives under the bridge. And get one of these too.
While we're getting the bottle, it might be a good time for some donations.
Absolutely. Let's start with $100 from Kitty Cat. Zaheer, the man, the myth, the legend. Hope the run goes well for you, bud. Your Zaheeros are banded together so you can save Hyrule. Don't let you, Ganon, win. Please put this donation towards the runner's choice. A $10 donation from Kuta. Hello, Zaheer. Good luck on the run, and I wish you the best. Did I miss chess game? I hope I'm not too late.
You're just in time, Kauta. And thank you, Cat. So in this cave, I'm gonna break open some very select couple of rocks in order to avoiding a little too long. However, I'm gonna dash straight to this next rock because having the invincibility frames to just go right through these rocks is much faster than just using a hammer, especially since hammer takes quite a bit of stamina, and I would actually run out before breaking all of those rocks that are in the way. So I got this next little trick coming up. PurplePhoton, would you like to explain?
Yeah, so there's the trick you saw Zaheer do in House of Gales called a dash slide, where he can cancel the Pegasus boots and get slide across the gap. But this one here, you actually just stick to the wall and you want to cancel it so you don't fall down on the other side.
And it worked out. First try.
Yeah, the rock cycle there is really good if you get the trick first try. But if you get it second try, the rock cycle, you have to be very careful in avoiding them.
So there's actually a piece of heart back to the left over there. But I'm actually gonna save that until after beating the Tower of Hera, because if I go down there now, I would have to go through a whole nother cave just to get back up there. So I won't worry about it too much right now. And I'll go ahead and have Aaron Toad explain one of the hardest tricks in this run that I'm about to do pretty soon.
So there's a pretty big skip in the Tower of Hera here. Zaheer's going to be doing a trick known as a bomb rod, which is really similar to the thing that he did to get the Zora flippers, where he has a 2-frame window to use the tornado rod at the right time and have a bomb that's elevated on one of these platforms to push him into the ceiling and be able to advance in the dungeon earlier than it's supposed to. Just a bit late.
He's making me nervous.
Get out of here.
The little mauled arms. There we go.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice. So now he just has to wait for his stamina to refill.
Gotta look at those blinking hearts.
All right. It should be good. Yep. And I'm gonna go ahead and equip these right now. There we go. So there was a small key that I grabbed in the previous floor. It was actually to open that door instead of the intended door. So it worked out pretty nicely. And now I just pretty much make my way up to this tower pretty normally.
It's actually possible to stay out of bounds during the tricks Zaheer just did and get all the way to past this floor and skip using both keys. But because most of the time you spend just waiting out of bounds for your stamina to refill, it ends up being slower than doing the rest of the dungeon in bounds.
So pretty soon I'm gonna get a big key from a big chest. The nice thing about this is that as soon as you get to that mole right away and just open the chest, you can immediately just fall back down here, hit the other mole, and just instantly get to the other side.
Oh. Katsu.
Sounds great.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
There we go. Hey. Hamburger time.
So right here, we have ourselves the Burger King, because he lets it have it our way. And by that I mean, the nice thing about Moldorm in this game is that you can manipulate where he moves if you stand in his line of sight after he does a full spin. And that way you can control where he moves. But for the first 3 hits, I used a bow because that is currently my strongest weapon. It does 2 damage, whereas my current sword only does 1 damage. But I did use the sword for the final hit because he only had 1 HP left. So it kind of worked out. Any PurplePhoton, would you like to explain what I can have the ability to get, but won't be getting till after the Master Sword?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of extra things you can get from the shop as you progress throughout the game. And the one you unlock by having all the pendants is called Quick Equip, which is basically a way of equipping items without having to go into the item menu and change. And that's actually useful for something called Quick Equip canceling, which we can explain later.
So yeah, just a little bit of cleanup here and there right before getting the Master Sword. But before then, I'm gonna go ahead and make my way to the Fortune Teller, and I'm gonna get some of the slickest shades you'll ever see. Even more so than, oh, you're not wearing it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. My boy Jamama with the 3D glasses.
As we're making our way to the Master Sword, it might be a good time for some donations.
Absolutely. Let's kick it off with hype. With some hype, yes. Let's kick it off with $50 from Apoc Ellipsis. Hey, Zaheer and Couch. Good luck from us in Discord, the Legendites, and the Zaheeros. Don't forget the My by the Blacksmith. Yeah. Where's my churro? $20 from Space Day Dreamers. I've been looking forward to this run all week. So glad I managed to get today off so I can watch your run live. Let's get some hype for an amazing 100% run and play for good chess game RNG. Good luck.
So we have the little ghosty minigame here to get through the Lost Woods. Now, where they move within the circle will always be the same, but the exits that they choose will always be different. So I do have to pay attention to their final position right before they choose an exit. Now, with the second round of Ghosts, I need to avoid the exits that they choose. But it's still the same idea. Where they move within the circle is the same, but the exits that they choose will be different. However, the third and final ring, you'll have to avoid 3 ghosts. But you know what? I got a treat for all of you. I'm gonna go ahead and do that final one blindfolded. I won't look at any of the ghosts, and I'll pick the exit without looking. Okay.
That's bold of you.
Wait, there's some text here. Okay, now they're moving.
I've already lost track of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just making sure he's been not peeking.
Yeah, no peekings here.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yeah, hey, you got it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
For those of you who don't know, that solution is always the same. You have to go straight down.
Got him.
Got him. As Zaheer picks up the Master Sword, it might be a good time for a donation or two.
Yeah, I can squeeze a couple of them in here. I've got a $25 anonymous donation. Hello to my friend Zaheer. Thanks for all the countless laughs and hours of entertainment you provide for us every time you stream. Good luck on the run and on the chess game. Donation goes towards your choice because I love your beard. Your friend, Rin EU.
Thanks, Rin.
$250 from Tatav. I'm a fan of the Zelda series, but I've never seen A Link Between Worlds. Thanks to ADTQ and Zaheer to let me discover this episode. It's a tradition now. I donate every year since 3 years ago, and it's a pleasure. Save the animals?
Okay, so it's a great thing that I have a bit over 150 rupees, because now I have enough rupees to rent the hookshot and the ice rod, which I will be needing both of them pretty soon. Well, mostly ice rod, but it helps to have the hookshot right now, so I don't have to worry about that later. I'll go ahead and get that right now too. Now, as I try to leave, this is where Ravio is going to teach my favorite technique in this entire game, and it's called the quick equip. Now, basically, for the rest of the game, I never have to pause the game to equip items anymore, which is very convenient, and it just keeps things rolling along. But there is even more to it than just being able to equip your items without going into your menu. Now, you can do this technique that we call Quick Equip Cancel. Now, what Quick Equip Cancel does is that we can cancel the end lag of most items in this game. I think it's a grand total of 6 items where we can cancel the end lag, and that would be the bow, the hammer, the fire rod, the ice rod, the sand rod. There was one more. It was a very particular item, not very useful. Never use it in a run. Oh yeah, the boomerang.
There's a boomerang in this game?
Yeah, believe it or not. I don't know, I'm just calling me surprised too.
So what Zaheer's doing here, he was supposed to do in a normal playthrough of this game way earlier. Zelda is supposed to give him the first pendant. Because Zaheer already has the Master Sword, the game is in 2 conflicting states. There are guards here in the castle while he's waiting to be escorted to Zelda, and he's also got hate glasses on because he likes to look cool. Maybe a good time for a donation while Zaheer waits to be escorted.
Yeah, sure. I think I can squeeze something in here. We've got $30 from Farge. Is it really a 100% run if he doesn't get the stamina bar?
Well, it is there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Do you not see it? It's right there.
Maybe we need the glasses for it.
Stamina glasses.
Yeah. We've got $10 from Watashi Machine 16. Hello, Zaheer. A Link Between Worlds was the game that got me into speedrunning, and I've learned so much from watching you, so I just had to donate during this run. May the double Ravio bless you with good fortune. Money goes to runner's choice.
Thanks for the pendant, Zelda. Sorry you're trapped in red armor.
It's Spirit Tracks all over again.
Just without the 60% of the game riding a train.
All right, so we got a mini-boss coming up in this Hyrule Castle. It's the chain and ball guy. Now, there's a very specific way we fight him. There we go. Now, it's kind of weird how it works, because if you hit him 4 times in a row with the sword and then try to hit him for the 5th time, he will always block it and then attack right away. But if you hit him with the bow like that, then it just resets that little cycle and you can continue hitting him like normal.
and there you see the power of Quick Equip Cancel for the Ice Rod. Very good for combat in some situations.
But I don't want to cancel too fast on some enemies, because even they have a little bit of an invincibility period. So if I go too fast and use it too fast, then it's not going to actually hurt them.
And right there is the return of the nice. It's the return of the same trick Zaheer used it to skip the Eastern Palace boss key.
Except it's way easier over here for some reason, thankfully.
Who knows?
You also clip through the floor during the transition to the next room, which saves about a second.
Mind if I jump in with a quick announcement? Well, this
Yeah,
cutscene's playing.
absolutely.
We have just reached $600,000, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Aaron Toad, you want to talk about how I get through this room? Oh, wait, hold on.
So, you guys are gonna spawn these guards, and they're very menacing, but Zaheer, he's got other plans. He's just gonna run right around them and into the door.
Yeah, those guards are weak to leaving the room.
Shoutouts to Claris and her excellent Echoes run.
So, sometimes I'll bonk by the end of that dash. It's a little kind of dependent on your position, but it's pretty tight. But I kind of got through those dashes without bonking, so that's kind of nice. Little bit of a tiny time saver here and there. But soon we got Yuga 2 coming up. Now, this fight is a bit different than the Yuga fight back at Eastern Palace. This fight is a little more luck-based, because I won't really be able to tell which one is the real Yuga until after he comes out. And at the beginning of the fight, it's completely random. But after that little first part, he will go back into the wall, and it's possible for him to cross paths with 2 other fake Yugas. And if that happens, it's impossible to tell where he goes afterwards, because it's possible for him to switch just like that. But if he doesn't cross up with any of them, then it will be the same Yuga. Sometimes he'll troll me really hard and just go completely around the room, but that didn't happen.
Shoutouts to Herediman, who had Yuga go around the room twice in a row.
All right, so we're...
Not much more to do in this world now. If only there was another world to go to.
Yeah, I wonder how that would happen.
Maybe there'll be just a portal right behind. Oh, well, there it is. Ooh.
How convenient.
Rip the bitrate.
Yeah, this cutscene likes to kill bitrate when people stream this game.
So, PurplePhoton, would you like to talk about how the route is gonna go for the remainder of all of Lowrule?
Yeah, sure. So this game is really open with what dungeon order you can do. There's really only one requirement, and that's you need to beat Thieves' Hideout to unlock the Sand Rod that you can use for Desert Palace. Now, in any percent, you can actually pretty much, there's only a couple restrictions for things that are faster than others. There's still some things that come down to runner preference. But in this, the route is pretty set in stone due to wanting to upgrade the sword and get the Sand Rod, obviously, and the Titan's Mitt as well. So we want to go to Thieves' Hideout straight away to get the Sand Rod. Then we're going to be going to Desert Palace to get the Titan's Mitt. We also want to do Dark Palace and Skull Woods pretty early to get the rest of the Master Ores to upgrade the sword. And then there's a lot of cleanup. Swamp Palace and Ice Ruins are done later on. And Turtle Rock will actually be done towards the end of the run.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make another safety save at this weather vane right here, because the mini bosses in Thieves' Hideout are Igors, and they do 2 hearts per hit, and it's possible for me to take damage on the way there, and I really don't want to die here, so I'm gonna tell you, better safe than sorry, you know?
Yeah.
Hype.
Oh, that building right there, evil. House of pure evil. Don't go there.
We'll be going there later, unfortunately. There's a little Easter egg with the answers to these questions. It's the same as 231, the solution in Deku Tree's scrub puzzle before Goma.
In Ocarina of Time.
In Ocarina of Time. What did I say?
23 is number 1.
So, this is Steve's hideout. First dungeon we do in the run. Now, I'm gonna start off when I go into the next room. I'm gonna push some statues around because I do want to... Wait, hold on. There we go. I do want to have these statues on some of the switches. I do want to unlock the door. But I'm not going to go through it right away. I'm going to be doing an out-of-bounds trick right after unlocking the door. But the reason why I do unlock the door is because even though Link can come through those doors from the other side, Thief Girl, the NPC that we have to escort out of here, cannot go through those doors from the other side if they are locked and closed. So unfortunately for us, we do have to take the time to deal with these switches. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this chest for a nice purple rupee. And open that door real quick.
Yeah, Thief Girl standards allow for stealing, but not cheating, apparently.
Yeah, go figure. Now, if only she were good at stealing too. You'd think a thief wouldn't be captured in Thief's hideout, you know. So I'm gonna push the statue all the way over here, and I'm gonna pull this statue over to where the steel bars will rise up. And then I'm gonna quick equip cancel that ice rod, grab the statue from the right, and clip out of bounds to get me to where I wanna be. Yeah, that's just normal, don't mind that.
The game gets all confused about where you are.
So same reason as unlocking the previous door, because Thief Girl can't go through from the other side, but I'm gonna make my way here and fight this mini boss early. All right. Open up, open up. All right, good.
Nice.
Nice.
Very good. The 2-cycle there is what you want.
And it's also really nice that they all drop red rupees. It's guaranteed, because when I do chess game afterwards, it costs 200 rupees per attempt. So it's gonna really help me out a lot. So, you know, whenever I see Thief Girl, I think, you know, she's not good at stealing anything, but because she got captured, she kind of stands still when enemies grab her. She doesn't really do much.
She just follows you. She's really good at that, at least.
But the more I think about it, she's actually really good at stealing one thing.
And what is that?
That's the fun out of this dungeon. And the main reason why I say that is because we can't do any more of the out-of-bounds shenanigans that would be possible. We just can't do it because we need Thief Girl, and she can't do anything, pretty much.
Yeah, who loves a good escort mission? You know, in fact, that might be a good time for some donations as Zaheer just hits some switches and carries her through this floor.
Sure thing, I can fit a few things in here. How about $25 from Jolteo? Hi Zaheer, Jolteo here. Excited for your Link Between Worlds run. It's so cool to see the guy kicking butt at our Smash Brothers locals, kicking butt at SGDQ. Good luck on the run. Also, watch out for that chicken minigame. We have a $250 donation from Varmy. Getting my donation in during one of the absolute best games on the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Haven't been able to view much of the marathon this year due to work, but Zelda speedruns are always hype.
Hype.
We have a $50 anonymous donation. Only those who are truly hyped can see the stamina bar. I can see it. Can't you?
So here we have another really convenient 200 rupees right there. That guarantees us a whole nother attempt at chess game. I'm about 3 rupees short, so I'm definitely gonna have to make the safety save beforehand, because I currently only have enough for one try, unless I magically run into a blue rupee at some point.
And the items Zaheer got in the previous room after dashing through those rupees was the first of 4 Master Ore in this game. You need 2 to upgrade the Master Sword, and you need to get it both. Very close to getting a little dash slide to get down and fall down during that cutscene. Save a little bit of time.
You know, Aaron, there was that donation about how A Link Between Worlds was one of the best games on the 3DS. It's a big shame this game never got a sequel.
Yeah, this game has some great assets. Unfortunately, they were never used again.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
It's a real shame. They could have expanded on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, something with the merge mechanic. But I bet if they did, it would probably be some lame 3-player multiplayer game.
Oh, okay. So I have a little strat here to place some bombs in a very specific spot and to have Thief Girl follow me in a very specific way to kind of push him close to me. Oh, okay. It kind of worked out. And I did get a random red rupee drop, so that's nice. I'm guaranteed 2 attempts at chess game now. And I'm gonna go ahead and equip both the Tornado Rod and the hammer here, because what you can do here is just Tornado Rod behind this little stone slab and just merge into the wall and just go straight to the chest instead of waiting for that stone slab to slowly get to the other side. And the reason why I have the hammer is because that's going to be my most powerful tool against this boss, Stall Blind. I don't know how many of you remember Blind from A Link to the Past, but he's stall blind in this game because he died in A Link to the Past, so now he's stall blind.
Yeah, he hasn't learned his lesson. How many times we gotta teach you a lesson, old man?
So once he throws away the shield, there's something you can do with the hammer. For 1 full swing, you can get an extra phantom hit. And that works really well because the hammer already does double damage to stall blind. So 1 hammer swing, it's like 12 damage. That's also why I don't quick equip cancel the hammer there, because then I wouldn't get the extra phantom hit.
When you finish dungeons in low rule in this game, the prize for beating them is a painting, which is rescuing a character who is trapped in a painting. And the painting for this dungeon is stored in a house just to the right, but unfortunately, until this happens and you finish the dungeon, the loading zone behind the door just doesn't exist, so you're not able to get in there. And now's probably a pretty good time for some donations while Zaheer finishes up this dungeon and gets access to the sand rod.
You got it. How about $25 from Naxandria? Good luck with the runs, Zaheer. Hoping for first try chess game. Oh, sorry, I jinxed that.
Great timing.
A $10 anonymous donation. Confirm or deny, The Legend of Zaheer keeps such a full and majestic beard because that's where the Triforce of Power is hidden. I mean, how else would you explain these amazing runs?
I'll confirm it's all 3 of them.
We have $15 from Zindaris. Anytime is a good time for Zelda. I'd make a pun here, but Link Between Worlds is already a pun. Donations towards that 4th bonus game. We've already got a 3 times bonus game combo after all.
All right, so now we're able to rent the sand rod from Ravio Shop later on, which is going to be very nice. We will need that later, but I'm going to go ahead and actually activate this weather vane early. Normally, we activate it much later on in the run, but since I'm about to do chess game, and chess game is the bane of my existence in this game, so I'm going to go ahead, make my way there right now, and let's see how this goes.
Yeah, chess game, you need 200 rupees to play. There are 15 chests, and you get 3 tries at obtaining the heart piece, which is the item Zaheer wants. You also want, what was it, 650 rupees leaving this place?
That would be ideal.
Monster tail. Unfortunate.
I guess Nax really jinxed it. It wasn't first try.
Hey!
Yeah.
We really want more money now.
Yeah.
So, assuming if I had it first try, given the amount of rupees I had coming in there, my minimum amount would be around 200 to 250. Now, if I had that amount, then I'd be fine. I can just continue the rupee route like normal, but I'm a little bit
Type.
I'm a little bit short on rupees, so I'm gonna have to improvise.
Type.
I'm gonna have to improvise just a little bit, get some extra rupees. It won't be too bad though.
There's a lot of them on this screen.
Hey, we should call this place Hype Rule.
I don't know about that.
So fun fact, and if you're playing this game on hero mode, that little empty desk over there will have Ravio's diary, talking about his little adventures before making his way to Hyrule. So I'm gonna make my way back into Hyrule so I can go into Ravio's shop and rent that the sand rod that we just unlocked after beating a Thief's Hideout, because my next destination is gonna be Desert Palace. So it makes a lot of sense to get the sand rod since the desert has a lot of sand.
It's actually possible to beat Desert Palace without the sand rod using glitchless. In fact, in any percent, you do that, and then you beat Thieves' Hideout last because it actually allows you to skip about a minute-long cutscene.
All right, I kind of have to avoid Shahashra a little bit there. If you get close enough to him, he starts talking to you. Nobody has time for that.
No.
Type.
Hype.
So, Aaron Toad, would you like to talk about how I'm gonna beat the desert, so to speak?
So Zaheer, while he does have to go back to Desert Palace to grab a few items, including the Titan's Mitt, he's going to be beating the dungeon first and skipping the boss. He's going to be using a combination of two tricks called Ice Rod Clipping and a Fire Rod Damage Boost to get up out of bounds and navigate around the boss and fall into the area with the painting. The Ice Rod spawns a little platform that he can use to clip through a wall, use the Tornado Rod to go up, and then the Fire Rod he can use to, he can quickly cancel the Fire Rod and use its damage source while jumping to knock him out of bounds. This is way, way easier than the old method of this trick, which was a frame-perfect trick in the run.
A frame-perfect analog input.
Yeah, in a 60 FPS game. Just gotta get in the right spot.
There we go.
Nice. And luckily the heart is there too, so you don't need to beat the boss.
It is. It's really bad to miss that dash slide because then I'd have to fight the boss. But not really, you can actually warp out of that since you're outside, which, wonder if anyone thought that through. Oh well. But it's great that we get to skip the Desert Palace boss, Zaganaga. That's the name of the boss. He has the second highest amount of HP in this game, the first being the first phase of Yugen. And we only have the Master Sword right now, so it would take a pretty long time to kill him. But thankfully, we never have to worry about him. I'm gonna go ahead and make a safety save here. I do have a precise trick coming up right about now. Not this boost here, but this dash. Wait. Oops.
Oh.
There we go.
Nice. So going out of bounds here allows him to get this heart piece without doing, I guess what you would call a portal puzzle. There are some Maimais and pieces of heart in this game that you need to kind of go between portals, between Hyrule and Lorule to be able to solve, because the geometry of each area changes.
So now we get to actually enter the desert, and I can make some use out of the sand rod here and get more.
Hype.
Right. So right there, Zaheer used the sand rod, quickly canceled it at a time, and then used it again because the original pillars that he created, their collision disappeared, so he was able to get the Mai immediately.
That trick I just did looked like it was nothing, but it's a lot harder than it looks.
Another little weather vane.
I promise, I'm not trying to just take the time to save every single time, but I do worry about dying, so.
Well, I don't blame you. It is very punishing, this game.
Ooh, so huge shout outs to Germanium, who found a really neat strat for this upcoming room, and Demon, good old Demon, for the Sandrod clip.
I had no idea you could do things like freeze BMOS and some small optimizations such as that. You really learn a lot from glitchless runners in pretty much any game for like small minor optimizations like that.
Absolutely.
So thanks, Germanium.
So I just made my way through this room like normal. I have to press all 3 of the switches. But even the last switch, I'm gonna need that statue because the door would just close again otherwise. Also, it's always nice to hear the theme of Desert Palace. We never do this dungeon in any %.
It's a good dungeon, has good music.
But we are actually not here to do the entire thing. I'm just here to get Titan's mid since we actually already beat it a little earlier. Oh, what?
What? What?
Marathon luck. I've never had that actually happen before.
That's never happened before.
I've never seen it get stuck like that.
Me neither.
So there's a bunch of blue rupees in this room. I will take a little bit of the time to collect all of them because I am a little short on the blue rupees. Or in rupees in general, but...
You'll take any rupees.
Now I'll go ahead and get this small key, and I'm gonna ready myself by equipping this empty space for now so I can have an easier access to Scoot Fruit, because that's exactly what I'm gonna use to immediately leave this dungeon the moment I get the Titan's mitt.
Yeah, you want to skedaddle out of there.
All right. So I just make a pillar like this to get me to this area nice and quick. And right now would be a great time for donations.
Sure thing, I can do that. Here's $15 from Uzi. Here's $15 to celebrate that the upside down version of high roll is low roll. That's hilarious. $25 from Groove Heaven. Had to donate during the only game I ever had a decent time in. Zaheer is awesome and great dude, and his tutorials are how I learned to play. This donation goes to his choice.
All right, so we got quite a bit of cleaning up to do right about now. So I'm gonna get this piece of heart, and there'll be plenty of the good old hype snails to collect along the way as well. Oh look, it was one right now.
Hype.
Oh, oops.
Ouch.
Man, I really wanted those, didn't want to take that hit because I would really like to have sword beams right about now. It's gonna help make a next really big skip a whole lot easier, but I can manage without it if it has to come to that point.
You could get an apple from the tree if it drops one.
That is true. Or a fairy. Well, I guess not. Not yet. There's another tree. We got a bee, though.
Hype.
Dang, no health. All right, I'm just gonna have to do this then.
It's actually possible to skip this cutscene, but you need to come back through this area, so it's not faster.
Alrighty, let's see how this guy treats me. There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
And you really do not want to fall off the railing into that water there. If you do, there is a one-frame tornado rod that you can use to save yourself, but very, very unlikely that you're going to be able to get that.
Yeah, it's really good. That went really well. I'm going to save it right here. All right, so we got Dark Palace coming up. So unfortunately for Dark Palace, unlike this outside area where we get to skip the entire Dark Maze pretty much, there aren't too many major skips in Dark Palace, but this dungeon does test out how I work with Quick Equip. Not as much so as in any percent or anything, but still does for a good amount. So what I'm gonna do here, there's a breakable floor right here. I'm gonna set a bomb and then shoot the hook shot to get this key, and I'm gonna make my way to the door. Oh, hello. While that happens, because there's 4 of those kind of lights that need to shine in the room right in front of the boss door, so that I'd be able to enter the boss room.
Hey, Zaheer, can you turn up the 3DS brightness? It's really hard to see.
Well, it's a good thing we got the lamp.
Thank you.
Yeah, the best weapon in the game.
I'm glad we could shine some light on this.
Oh, sgrunt.
So, PurplePhoton, would you like to explain how this room goes?
Yeah, so here's picking up a 300 rupee. This is one you can skip if you get really good luck with the chess minigame. Other than that, he's going to be lighting 2 of the switches, I guess, that you need to open the path to the boss door. And he can hit the switch with his sword there instead of having to place a bomb.
And there should just be one more after that one. All right, bye-bye, lamp. For now. Only because we're gonna reach a room where having any kind of light is going to be a problem for me. Some rooms are like that, where you can only see the ground if it's completely dark. And that room is coming up right about now, this room. So I'm just gonna get rid of that flame so I can see. Because I do like to use the patterns to do a visual cue to just dash in through like that without bonking or falling off. And so I'm gonna shine that last light. Whoa, oops, okay. By using the ice rod. So Aaron, would you like to explain the next room?
Okay, so the objective of this room is to toss some bombs and do, I guess, what you would consider a small bowling minigame. So here's going to be, other than this first one, he's going to be slashing his sword to be able to throw the bomb in a perfect spot above the wall. Sometimes your bombs can just deep spawn or something.
Yeah.
This room is really weird, but it's going to be spawning the big key chest that Zaheer needs to enter the boss room.
He also picks up the stamina potion because he's going to want to pick one up during the fight, and it's just better to pick one up before so he doesn't have to worry about it messing him up.
Alrighty, so we got Jemisaur coming up. He's the richest boss in the entire game. He's practically made of money.
If only we had some kind of a cause that he could put that money towards.
Would be nice.
It would be really nice. That's where it should go, after all.
So he can kind of troll me here. The moment I light up the 2 candles again, whenever I try to hit him, he can choose to have some hits done or just power right through it. But he did flinch, which was really good.
Wow, that's
That
a
was
good
amazing.
pattern.
And we also finally found good old Gully there. I guess the chickens didn't kill him after all back in the Cuckoo minigame. I told him he shouldn't have tried to do the endless. He didn't need to do it, but I think he died at 998 seconds of the minigame. Very tragic. So close. So sometimes when I'm in the Chamber of Sages here, there's a little optimization you can do. When the light comes up, you can press A to grab the air, so to speak, and he can actually act out of that and get into the portal early. So right now would be a great time for donations.
Absolutely. Let's start with $5 from Augusta Smash. Hi, Zaheer. Best of luck from all your buddies in the Augusta Smash scene. You've come a long way from whooping us with Link on Ben's couch. Best of luck, and much love, brother.
Thank you.
$25 from The Bed. Zaheer. PogChamp. Good luck on the run, my good person. So happy to see you running this amazing game at SGDQ. Just don't forget the Hylian shield. Also, P.S. New York style pizza is the best. $20 from Red Mage Riot.
Hype.
Just wanted to give a little hype for my main man Zaheer, one of my favorite runners to watch. Save the orbs? I don't think I'm doing this right. $200 from Ravio.
Hi, Ravio.
Misters and Mrs. Heroes of Doctors Without Borders, I want to donate a small sum of rupees from my thriving shop in Hyrule for the good work you're doing. I'm certainly not brave enough to do what you all do, but you heroes, you are strong, wise, and courageous. As for Mr. Zaheer, great run so far. I especially like the moments when there are two of me and Shiro on the screen. What fun! Good luck, Mr. Hero. See you on the other side. 50 more rupees if the cart and couch will sing the next item jingle.
But which Ravio was it? Story or shop Ravio?
That is a very good question.
It's both. It has to be both.
A collaborative effort.
$50 from Kumaster09. Hey, Zaheer. Kumaster09 here. Just wanted to donate to give you a friendly reminder. Don't forget to grab an extra golden bee for the Uganon fight. You always forget it's the fastest strat.
Oh, the golden bee.
Hype.
$25 from Koryamon. It's awesome to see Zaheer running this game again. He's just got a great attitude and positivity surrounding him. Good luck on the run. $25 from Zenkai. Oh, hi. Dropping by with another one of those hellos to one of my favorite streamers, Zaheer. Always great to see wonderful people doing amazing things for a great cause. Good luck with the rest of the run, my man.
All right, so I'm actually gonna go back into that same shop where I was much earlier, right before House of Gales. I do want to buy another scoop fruit to use later on, the same way that I did for the Titan's Mate in Desert Palace. That's actually the last time I'm going to use scoop fruit in the run, whenever we get there. But now I'm going to make my way into the area where Turtle Rock is. But, however, I'm not going to be doing Turtle Rock right away. We do want to save Turtle Rock for last, right before the final dungeon. What I'm mainly here for is the good old hype snails and the weather vane that I would like to activate.
Hype.
Hype.
I'm gonna get this little rupee. I do need that. So there's some helpless turtles over here. But
Hype.
and the mother turtle is also here. She's worried sick. She would really appreciate it if someone saved her babies.
Too bad it's slow. Here's something fast. The trick here is doing right here is known as animation storage. He's storing the animation of climbing up from the water, and he's going to not do a fast swimming because that'll replace the animation. He's going to use that hop out to go up here and tornado rod and skip the saving those turtles.
And it works out because after all, this is a speed run. We're here to save the frames, not the animals.
Ooh.
Hype. Animation storage actually works in Triforce Heroes.
Sorry, what is that?
Triforce Heroes.
What's that?
Isn't that a Zelda game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that one of the CDI Zeldas everyone likes to meme about?
I bet those are better than whatever you're talking about.
Right now would be a great time for donations if you got any.
Sure, I've got a few of them here. $20 from Coda5697. Hey, SGDQ. First time dono here. Got to donate for Zaheer. Always fun watching his runs. $5 from Bit Universe. Heard the rally for everyone watching to give $1 this morning. Finally able to get around to it now. Good luck, Zaheer. Hype.
Hype.
We have $250 from Kasran. Record-breaking hype.
Hi.
We sure are getting a lot of that this time around.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Only 58 more.
We have $15 from Xanth99. First time seeing GDQ in person, and it's been a great time all week. Thanks to all of those involved who put on these great events for great causes.
Alrighty, so we got this little mini game coming up called the Hyrule Hotfoot, and I'll have PurplePhoton talk about what you can do with this mini game and how you can cheese it out, and also why we don't.
So they made sure to prevent you from being able to warp to another weather vane. But for some reason, they only checked while you're in Hyrule. So you can actually go through a portal, warp, and then go back into Hyrule and completely cheese this minigame. But we don't want to do that because you can actually pick up Maiamais while you're running here. And some of these aren't required. You do pass through these areas later on, and you could get them then. But there is one that it's the only time we go in that area. So we do want to get it now. Hype.
Wait for it. There it is.
Hype.
All right, so
That bird wants to join in.
So we actually have to do this a second time. This is how we get the heart piece for the minigame, and it works out really well because we're gonna take a slightly different path to collect another Maiamai on the way.
Wait for it.
Hype.
There it is.
Good minigame.
Yeah.
When I played this for the first time, I had no idea that you could talk to the guy to warp back. So he does call you lazy for it, but I'd rather be lazy than slow.
Got a point?
Hype.
Hype.
It's efficient.
Hype.
So right now would be a great time for another donation.
Yeah, I've got a few of them for you. How about a $1,000 donation from CG? Here's to MSF and one of the best games on the 3DS, and the only Zelda game on this system. I said only.
I don't know. There's one other pretty good one. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
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 No.
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 Halfway done with my mice.
But nowhere near done with the hype, I take it.
Not a chance.
Hype.
That weather vane really wanted to talk to you. You've been playing for a while. You should probably take a break.
Yeah, here, come take over.
I think I'll pass.
Yeah, but I'm tired.
You could have done a bit more sleeping instead of practicing for the Smash tournament tomorrow.
Okay, you got me.
Hype.
Hi.
Hype.
So there is a chest coming up that I do collect here. It's also part of the rupee route. It's got a silver rupee in it. Would have been nice if it were gold, but you know, no big deal. I'll take what I can get since I'm a little short on rupees.
Hi.
Hype.
It might be short on rupees, but there's no shortage of hype in this run.
So we're going to the low rule sanctuary now. And this place looks so identical to Hyrule, sometimes I just go the complete wrong way or leave by accident, because I do have to make the same trip back in Hyrule pretty soon in order to collect a piece of heart that I couldn't collect at the very beginning of the run because you needed the merge ability to go and get that piece of heart. So I'm taking care of, since I'm in a low rule sanctuary, I'm just gonna get this key and then beat it like normal and not leave by accident. I actually want to have the hook shot here, because another shout out to Germanium for a very neat little time saver that I'm going to do pretty soon, but right after this boss fight, mini boss fight. And it's a good thing I don't have sword beams, because sword beams can really get in the way of dealing with Igors, because you're getting a hit in, but you're doing less damage, and you don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook onto that switch. And that was the time saver that Germanium once again found.
Using the hookshot to pull switches in this game is required in Swamp Palace, so it's a little silly that you guys didn't do that there in the sanctuary.
I'm just trying to go fast, man. I'm more focused on that. Get another.
Hype.
So it's nice that you can just drop bombs and immediately shoot an arrow with it to blow it up quickly. It's very convenient. I did use it a couple of times earlier in the run as well, but it's a really handy tool. It's nice to have.
That's a very suspicious rock in that cave. It's just there.
And then we got another one of these.
Hype, baby.
So I'm re-entering the Hyrule Sanctuary again. But this time I'm only here to get the piece of heart, and I want to leave back to how I got in this time around. Don't want to have to waste time going to places that I've already gone to. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Now when I go outside, I'm gonna make my way to the river and grab a Maya in there. Oh, excuse me, the hype snail. I'm gonna grab the hype snail in there. But once I get back to land,
Wow.
4 red rupees. I've never seen that. Another marathon luck kind of thing.
That's never happened before?
Never happened before.
Type.
So I'm just gonna make my way back to land and warp to the witch's house weather vane. This is the final time I warp to this specific weather vane. It's just in a really good spot.
Yeah, and even though this area is right where Zaheer warped away from, it's still faster to use the weather vane to warp over here.
Because at the time where we do come here earlier, that portal is not there, and there are some cleaning up we do want to do right about now, pretty much.
And while that cleanup is happening, I guess you guys can read some donations.
Sure thing. How about $30 from Adam the Feverish? Lo and behold, we have another SGDQ upon us. Happy to give my rupees to such an amazing cause and watch some runs of my favorite games. The best of luck to you, Mr. Hero.
Hype.
$100 from Torch Zero. Zelda runs always look so wild, but this has left my jaw on the floor and my body uncomfortably fused to the wall. Just had to donate. Hype?
Hype.
Perfect.
$25 from Roboto220. I did a 100% casual playthrough of Link Between Worlds years ago. I remember Octorok Derby driving me insane. Can't wait to see how it gets destroyed in a run.
Hype.
Oh, Octoball Derby is a fun one.
I should keep asking you to read these right before Zaheer picks up a Mai.
It's a little tricky to time because I don't remember exactly when we collect all of these.
Hype.
We have $30 from Metin Math. Hype doesn't even sound like a word anymore. Hype, hype, hype.
I'm gonna get that a word.
A $750 donation from Link14, which just says, yeah.
All right, so after I get into this cave real quick and to grab the piece of heart that's in here, I'm gonna go enter the blacksmith's house and I'm gonna finally upgrade my sword after already collecting 3 master ores, I believe?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. We only need 2 to upgrade it the first time around, but we will need all 4 for the maximum upgrade of the sword. And the only way, even if you have all 4 master ores, the only way to get the final sword upgrade is to upgrade it through this blacksmith first. So there's no way to skip any upgrades as far as the sword is concerned. So it's a nice little catch-up sword right there. It's really red. Looks like it's made of ketchup. And I got another one of these coming up.
What are these called again?
Hype.
There it is.
So I'm gonna make a quick stop into the milk bar here, because I got this item, this bottle that has a letter inside of it. And I'm gonna show it to the milk bar owner so he gives me some very special premium milk. Because someone that got themselves stuck in Death Mountain is dying for a thirst. So we gotta bring him something.
And it's part of the 100% definition to give that premium milk and obtain the real empty bottle out of it.
So same idea with the Mai in the sand there. I use it to bring up the Mai first, and then I use it away so that it would immediately cancel that other sand pillar so I can go underneath it right away. I'm gonna save it here. And just put the 3DS down because apparently the game demands I take a break.
They're just looking out for your health, man.
So this next area coming out, I'll have PurplePhoton explain what I do here.
Yeah, so he's going to get this Mai. And then he's going to do basically the same trick as in Eastern Palace and Hyrule Castle with the Armos to get up on this ledge. But then he's going to do a dash to get onto the next screen. Oh.
Hold on. What?
There's a little Armos party going on here.
Hold on, let me move him out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Is a dead rock there, though? Okay. They could push me off, so.
Yeah, so then he does this dash to transition the screen and get up there to this guy who needs the milk.
And he doesn't want to drop off this ledge just because if he was to go down to the platform on the left from the ledge, he would fall down instead of jump off from the actual ground. Hi.
All right, so right now would be a really good time for some donations.
Absolutely. Yeah, wait. Hold on a second here. We have $50 from Gemasaur King.
Oh, it's that guy again.
Greetings from Dark Palace. Longtime boss, first-time donator. That mask was my prized possession, but I'm happy to donate 50 rupees towards the cause. Save the frames, kill the turtles.
Well, thanks for that, Gemasaur King. You made a good decision.
Very generous of you. We have $10 from ShineSpark1983. I had to donate during my favorite Zelda game, A Link Between Worlds. Thank you, GDQ, for all these amazing events and good luck to all the runners. Greetings from Germany. $15 from Valius. Thank you so much for raising money for Doctors Without Borders. Excited to see more hype speedruns this week. And so glad to see so much Zelda representation. $30 from Shelvin Recan. My son and I bonded over various Zelda games. Now, as an adult, he buys me the new ones. Thanks, Kona. Enjoying the run and the explanations. Best of luck on your run, Legend of Zaheer. Hype?
Hype.
$100 anonymous donation, which just says, so Zelda's the dude, right? Hype? $25 from the Sticky Stick Man. Zaheer running A Link Between Worlds. What a great way to end the day. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. Thanks for the work everyone at GDQ and MSF do. Thank you so much for that.
A Luigi Between Worlds.
A Luigi Between Mansions, if you will. We have a $100 anonymous donation.
Oh, yes.
That was a close one.
Yeah, got to donate during one of the first games I ever tried speedrunning. Unfortunately, had to stop running when playing the 3DS started to hurt my hands. Looking forward to Zaheer Destroy the Run.
Hype.
67.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Wasn't marching for a moment. Oh, well.
It's because you have a bad number of Mai-Mais.
We have $100 from Grantley. Dashing diagonally. What is this sorcery?
So, I'm...
Hype.
So, we're in an ice cave now, and there's a neat little thing I could do here that can save me exactly 1 second. So it's on this platform. And I gotta use my visual cue. Now. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
The process of merging takes about, the platform will stop moving for about half a second, so Zaheer is going to save 1 second because he doesn't merge and unmerge from the wall.
Easiest enemy in the game.
I wouldn't want to be that enemy trapped in the room with Link.
Any donations we have?
Yeah, I've got a few more of them here. How about $5 from Maddie J, which says, a donation in tribute to the tech crew that keeps this awesome event running as smooth as possible to fix things when they go wrong. Keep up the good work. The money goes to the Mario 3 race, as it just wouldn't be a GDQ without it. May I get a hype from the crowd?
Hype.
Thank you, crowd. Just as a bit of a reminder, throughout the run we do have some prizes up for grabs, such as the Z-Man games, a small collection of Z-Man games, pandemic theme, including Pandemic, Pandemic on the Brink, Pandemic, Fall of Rome, and Pandemic Rapid Response, as well as a set of Pandemic premium painted miniatures for $30 during this run. We also have a collection of other donation incentives ranging from $5 to $15.
All right, so I'm going to do some dash slides to get from this platform to this platform, and I'm going to do another one to get from that platform to that platform. But soon enough, we'll be in Ice Ruins. And I hope you're all ready, because Ice Ruins is the longest dungeon in the game. You'll see why very soon.
It'll be the icing on the run, if you will.
Yeah. Make sure you don't blink.
More gold rupees. Very important to the route.
Hype.
You actually used to, once you got in the ice cave, you used to go straight to Ice Ruins. But it actually turns out it's faster to collect everything in the ice cave and then go to Ice Ruins instead of coming back later. Kind of unfortunate to not get to break up this really long auto-scroller.
Some donations would be nice to read.
Yes, I was about to say, if it's an auto-scroller, it sounds like it's the perfect time for a few more donations, right? $25 from Edic Kite. I've been watching archived speedruns for a while now, and I'm excited to be watching the event live for the first time, especially since my favorite game is being played. Good luck, Zaheer, and don't forget to have fun. $25 from The Harpoon. Keep up the amazing work, everyone. Absolutely loves Zelda. And $125 from Alessa. Yahaha! You found this donation! This is one of my favorite 3DS Zelda games, and the run is perfect for hanging out on the couch at home. Shout out to the background crew and Tex and all of their hard work on the stream.
All right, we're getting there. We finally made it to Ice Ruins pretty much, and once again, I'm about to show you why it's the longest dungeon in the game. So get ready for a wild ride.
Hype.
Get ready for all the hype.
I am gonna save it here just in case. It is a long dungeon, I could die.
The boss is also very scary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so we start off by playing this tongue, and you get this hidden chest that has a golden rupee. And then if I set myself up just right,
Nice. So those two fire rod uses you saw Zaheer do actually defeated the boss. The trigger to start the fight is at the bottom half of this room, and he just happened to not land in it.
That dungeon was so long.
We're actually not done with it just yet. Sorry, only a little bit longer. We gotta come back in and get the stamina scroll now. But hopefully, won't take too long. It is a long dungeon after all. So it's nice that the elevators help me clip through the ceiling so I can Pegasus dash into the out-of-bounds area. And it's pretty much just timing whenever I get pushed a little bit. Let's see. There it is. Okay. There we go.
Nice.
Oh, there it is.
Don't get too excited yet. It doesn't work properly, unfortunately.
So now you see it, and there it is. Infinite stamina. Except not really, because I still have to actually keep track of my own stamina, but I do have a whole lot more stamina this time around because of the stamina scroll. So even though the bar is the same size as the normal length, if you didn't have the stamina scroll, and it's gonna be infinitely glowing too. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. So even though it's infinitely glowing, you're never gonna see it actually deplete, but it doesn't actually mean it's infinite or anything, so.
Hi. You didn't get that silly thing that happened a few days ago in the water there.
Would've been a nice marathon moment.
Yeah, it would have.
All right, got another one of these.
Hi.
So once I get the piece of heart outside of this cave, I'm gonna make my way back into Kakariko Village. To do a little more cleaning up there, I'm gonna buy the bottle for 100 rupees. Remember that for later. Remember why bottles are only meant to cost 100 rupees. I promise you'll know what I mean a bit later on. Any donations we have by far?
Yeah, we've got a few. How about $100 from Altruran? Thank you, GDQ, for everything you guys do. You guys consistently bring people together and excite people around the world, all for a great cause. Also, you will make my friend's day if you say, "Hi, Rebecca."
Oh, wait. Give it a chicken.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
We have $100 from Scorpy Emmy. You got a silver rupee. Is it? So I guess we can buy another bottle with that, right?
You would think.
$30 from Red Spike 226. I'm turning 30 today, so I figured I'd donate $30.
Okay, there it is.
$100 from Wilder. Was excited to see this run on the schedule. Here's $1 for every percent conquered. Good luck on the run.
Hype.
All right, so I'm approaching Skullwoods real quick, and I'll have Aaron Toad explain what Skullwoods is going to be like.
So Skullwoods is the dungeon in this area in Low Roll. The objective of this dungeon is to just access, go in between the dungeon and the overworld to access the different areas. Zaheer ultimately is going to be doing a eyeball duplication trick to skip a small portion of the end of the dungeon, but for the most part he's just going to be traversing rooms, dodging fire, and using some various small optimizations to get through rooms faster than he normally would.
So I got a little lucky with that one room. that first Gibdo didn't move to the right, so I was able to get past those fire bars in a very early cycle. So there's a little bit of luck involved in this room as well. With the monster placements, mainly, okay, I got the room.
Nice.
And we're outside again. Yeah, a lot of Skull Woods is movement optimization and such.
As well as luck.
Yeah. One of the most luck-heavy parts of this dungeon is coming up pretty soonish, but there's still this other room we gotta deal with right here. Now, this is where quick equip cancel for hammer really comes into use. I can just break the ground here and just immediately regain control of Link and get another small key. But the next room we are going to be reaching very soon is the most luck-heavy part of this dungeon. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to try to go out of bounds, but I need to do it very quickly before the Wall Master captures me, because this involves the Tornado Rod. So I'm going to be up in the air, and I want to do that way before the Wall Master comes, because I don't want to get caught. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Fortunate.
Yeah, so I gotta wait for him now. So I took more than 2 hits. If you take any more than 2 hits, then there's no way you'll make it up there before the Wall Master catches you if you attempt it. So that's why I waited for him to come back down. Now the nice thing about the Wall Masters is that if you merge into a wall, he can immediately slam on the ground, which is gonna be very useful for the mini boss fight that's coming up in the very next room.
I can't see Link anymore. Well, I might as well just slam into the ground.
All right, so I'm gonna have PurplePhoton explain what I'm about to do in this room.
Yeah, so Zaheer's gonna step towards the door so that he changes his respawn point when he voids, and then he's gonna just walk and get that chest, manipulating his momentum.
Nice way to skip dealing with that Wall Master and all that stuff. So in any percent, it'd be a lot more convenient to use the most powerful weapon in the game, the good old lamp, to set those Gibdos on fire and turn them into Staphoses. But since I do have an upgraded sword, it'd be a lot faster just to slash them. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So that right there was the eyeball duplication glitch I mentioned earlier. Normally you're supposed to go down south and go outside of the dungeon in order to find the other eyeball, but Zaheer is able to pick it up at a precise moment to be able to use it to hit the other switch as well. Although he is going to have to go down here anyway to pick up the final Master Ore.
Okay, the other jellyfish could have electrocuted itself or set its own electricity up and stopped my dash, but thankfully that it... Excuse me, thankfully that didn't happen. So that's pretty good. So, PurplePhoton, would you like to talk about a little bit of history with the boss of this dungeon?
Yeah, so the boss for this dungeon is Knuckle Master, also known as the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a really, really hard boss. It takes so long, really challenging. The attacks are super hard to avoid.
Especially that snap.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about this boss that you won't see Zaheer do because he needs the heart container that it drops is that on the very first day this game came out, a pretty large sequence break was found where as this enemy knocks you into the wall, you can use the Tornado Rod to push yourself through the wall and completely skip the boss. The day the game came out.
But unfortunately, I do have to fight the Infinity Gauntlet, but thankfully, it doesn't have any of its stones. So, it's kind of the weakest boss in the game. Can't really do much. I just avoid his attacks. You can merge into the wall to avoid him too. Very simple fight. Do we have any donations right now?
Yeah, we've got a few things here. How about $250 from Nightmare249? Good luck to all the runners. May the speed be with you. $15 from the Lord Goblin. Hello, folks. Hope everything is going fast. First time donating. $10 from Vest54. First time catching the event live. Thanks so much for the years of entertainment. I've always wanted to do this, so $10 more for a good hive from everyone.
Hive.
Thank you. We have a $250 anonymous donation with no comment.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your donations. And another $200 from Psychofish, also with no comment. Thank you very much for your donations.
All right, so earlier, some of you may have noticed there's a weather vane just sitting there, and I didn't activate it before going in, because it just makes more sense to activate it right after the dungeon, because it's along the way for whenever I go through this area here, especially to pick up another one of these.
Hive.
Oh, you thought I was finished? Nope, there was another one of these.
Hive.
So I like to use a hook shot and a sword beam to kind of optimize that.
Hive.
Just a little bit. And what's nice is that we actually get to use one of the low rule chickens, these little nice little creatures here, to make my way to get this. Now, imagine if low roll had its own Kuko minigame.
No, thank you.
Hype.
Hype.
Oops. So pretty soon, I'm gonna have to buy a gold bee for a grand total of 888 rupees. Very odd number.
Hype.
But as long as I continue to follow my rupee route, I'll be fine. So, funny story with this. One time, someone was curious and wanted to see if the golden bee could do any damage to the final boss of the game. Because I remember in A Link to the Past, you can let the golden bee go. It will go chase after.
Hype.
I'll chase after the hype, yeah. But it would chase after Ganon, but it couldn't do damage as far as I remember. But in this game, the golden bee is just too good to try. It doesn't do anything. And this is where we get our final sword upgrade, which is pretty nice. It's been a nice, nice buttery golden sword. Do we have any donations right now?
Yeah, I've got a few of them here. How about a $100 anonymous donation, which just says, donation? That's the spirit. $10 from Pathos182. My first GDQ. Can't wait to come back next year. Yeah, this might be a good moment to remind folks that we do have a set of prizes available for this run, including a variety of Zelda themed. such as the Bit Brigade Legend of Zelda vinyl, which you can claim for a donation of $10. A lovely chainmail Triforce, which you can claim for $15. A Hyrule mouse pad worth $5, well, which you can get for $5. And a set of Zelda environment prints, which you can get for $15.
Hype. All right, I know that was a lot of cleaning up to do, so thanks for bearing with us. But now we got one of the best dungeons in the game coming up. We got good old Swamp Palace, and I'll let PurplePhoton take it from here to talk about the Swamp Palace.
So normally to enter Swamp Palace, you need to get the Big Bomb Flower for 200 rupees, which is a couple screens away. And then you can use it to blow up that boulder there to drain the water in this room. But you can actually do an ice rod clip, which we saw earlier, to actually walk underwater and just enter the loading zone. Shoutouts to Bunny Bye for that.
Yeah, that ice rod clips, they found almost 3 years ago?
Yeah, almost 3 years ago.
Pretty much completely changed this dungeon.
Most of the tricks in this game were actually found in the first 6 months after the game came out, but that's one of the exceptions.
Nice. Oh.
Darn.
That's okay.
Yet another dungeon with some excellent music.
There we go.
Nice.
So pretty soon enough, we're gonna get the big chest item in this dungeon, which is the, oh, hello. Screen turning off, I guess. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, there it is.
Can't believe you're splicing a marathon run.
Now you look pretty good in blue.
So, the maximum armor upgrade is the red mail, but it's one of the few, if not only, upgrade that is a progressive upgrade, which means in order to get the red mail, we have to get both armor upgrades. Because if we attempt to skip getting the armor upgrade here, and get the final upgrade over in the final dungeon of the game, we would just end up with the blue mail instead. So it is required for us to get both. But Titan's Mint, no problem. We could just go straight to that in Desert Palace. Which is a good thing too, because you can't, with all the skips we did in the beginning, we can't actually go back and get the power gloves. So it's good that that is not a progressive item.
This is another example of a boss that you can skip using the out-of-bounds movement. However, Zaheer, once again, needs the heart, so he falls into the room and just does the fight like normal. The golden sword and the ice rod can be used to cancel his attacks, and that paired up with the golden sword just does tons of damage and makes quick work of this guy.
So, a fun fact, if you attempt to skip this boss in any percent, and if you try to go up the stairs while you're out of bounds in a really weird way, you can potentially soft lock the game. And yeah, it wouldn't be fun, but thankfully we don't have to deal with that. Not in 100%. And we got another really difficult trick coming up in the run. It's another big bomb flower skip. But we're not doing an ice rod clip this time to skip doing that. We're gonna do a very specific dash slide and also a fire rod boost. We'll do the fire rod boost first, and then it's going to be a very precise dash to clip into the boulder and the wall and into the cave. And I'll go ahead and have, actually, we could go for another donation right about now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's good because we have a $500 donation.
Wow.
From John Nintendo. Love this game. First time donating. Kill it.
There we go. Nice.
Nice.
Good.
So like Zaheer said, that skips the Big Bomb Flower, but actually we still need to get the Big Bomb Flower in this run for one small thing.
So, coming up, we have the... All right, but for real though, we actually have...
Hi.
Okay, sorry. For real though, we have the...
Are you for real?
Oh, okay, but for real though, we got Octoball coming up. Octoball Derby, everyone's favorite minigame. Except we actually have another one.
Hey.
Okay, now Octoball. So, this minigame kind of just takes practice to do. It's mainly the fact that you gotta time your hits. And if you hit 3 pots in a row without missing, you'll summon a bird. And killing that bird nets you 20 rupees. And that's the best way to... Oops. Hold on. And that's the best way to do it, because the only luck element of this minigame is where the golden pot appears, but it only gets you 5 rupees. The killing the birds are way more valuable. Just gotta... okay, one more. There we go, good. I gotta hit one of those crowds. So close.
That's not good.
I just want the crab, man. Oh. Yeah, it looks like I have to redo this one. Unless...
No.
Nah. All right, that's unfortunate.
Your favorite minigame.
That's okay, it happens. We'll have another chance, and this shouldn't affect my rupees too much. As a matter of fact, this actually helps with the rupees, because it cost 50 to play, and I made 78 from that last one. So it'll help me out a little bit.
Get to listen to this song a little bit more.
Wow, really? Oh, jeez. So the goal is to get over 100 rupees to get the piece of heart. Now the nice thing is, if I can reach over 100 really early, what I can do to speed up the remainder of the minigame is to just hit the Octorok. And that has him shooting the other balls faster. But for the final hit, you want it to hit a pot. If the ball is still rolling, then the minigame wouldn't end right away, but at least I got it this time, so that's good. Alrighty. So my rupee count right now is looking pretty good, but I think it's low enough to actually do another skip that I'll have PurplePhoton explain.
Yeah, so depending on what Zaheer's rupee count is at that point in the run, he sometimes wants to buy the big bomb because he has enough rupees for it. But in this situation, he wants to actually skip buying the big bomb using a clip with an enemy through a fence that he has to push all the way across this room coming up right here.
But first we do rupee rush, just like we did way back in the beginning.
But it's darker this time. Or lower?
All right, let's see if I get lucky if one of the fake ones... Nope, okay. So it's possible for that purple and red rupee-like to be actual rupees instead. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Oh, okay, it dropped a purple, so that's good. And the red, another red. Yeah, I should be good. That should work. Good.
Nice.
So I want to have a minimum of 1,600 rupees by this point. That's the minimum amount I want. And if I'm over 200 at that point, then I would be able to skip doing this clip. But it's kind of nice that I am a bit short because I can at least show the clip off. So that's always nice. And unfortunately, I will run out of stamina at some point. And we'll have to wait a bit. Just gonna push him in here and squeeze right in. There we go.
Nice.
But yeah, this is the one time where...
Wait a sec. Now, hype.
Hype.
The game likes to lag a little bit there when you pick up that my.
That's true. But yeah, this is the one time we ever need the bomb flower in this game. We're not gonna go in there just yet. We will come back later. That's a very expensive cave. I don't advise going in there. I'd advise the street merchant instead. You'll know why later.
Hype.
Okay, so this is normally when I would activate that weather vane right there, but it's already activated, so I won't worry about it right now. And I'll just make my way to Hyrule, where we get a piece of heart in a pretty unusual way. This is the only way to get into this house. You have to come in through Low Roll, because she normally has the door locked. And that would also be how you would unlock the door as well. Purple is there. Anything I would need to know?
Don't forget the B badge.
Oh, that's right, thanks.
Good.
Good job, Zaheer.
I did it.
Nice. Are you sure you did it? I want to double check.
Okay, let me go. No. Yeah, sometimes I'll forget to talk to him a second time, and I'd forget the B badge, and yeah, that wouldn't end well.
Very nice 99% speedrun.
Hype. So now that we have the bug net, it would actually be possible to find a random golden bee in the grass, but it's really not worth going for that RNG. The unfortunate thing is we wouldn't have to buy the golden bee for 888 rupees, which would make the rupee route a lot nicer. Hype!
Do you by any chance know the exact drop rate for the golden bee or appearance rate? Or
No.
No? Okay.
Hype.
Wow, 99. I wonder where the last one is.
Hey, this is the final one. Make it a good one. Make it a good one.
Hype.
Oh, thank goodness.
So now, it's time to take a break. Because I'm about to do Treacherous Tower right now. And optimizing this tower is one of the most challenging things in this run. You gotta deal with a lot of enemy movement and their patterns and not trying to lose your sword beams if you get hit. Because it's kind of ideal for these little Moldorms. So that was floor number 1, plain and simple. This is a beginner, so there's only 5 floors. But even for a room like this, the crabs can be a little sporadic. They're kind of all over the place. And in floor 3, we got the Octoroks. They also like to move around a lot. A lot of them move close to me, so that was pretty nice. And then we got this room. So I'm gonna use a sword beam to knock that one out, and then I'll have a group of them come at me towards the middle so that I could use the hammer to either kill some of them and stun the rest, so I can just use the sword slash to finish them. And hey, it's the Burger King again. Except
He's gone.
he's gone.
Goodbye.
He's going out of business. So they're gonna drop a bunch of rupees here. Every single one of these rupees kind of matter a bit, because by the time of all, except that one, we don't need that one.
Aww. 4 rupee.
All right, let's see what the time was for beginner, and that's 24 seconds. That's pretty solid.
It's pretty hype.
You should try to beat your time, though.
We'll see. We'll see.
Make sure you press intermediate. Okay.
Thanks. So now we get intermediate. This one is 15 floors. I don't need to have sword beams as much because I already took damage anyway. So I usually don't have it. But I'm gonna try to kill that and do a spin. Oops. Okay, that was the intention, but that's okay. It happens.
The reward of the intermediate level is a hard piece, so he's guaranteed to have sword beams for the advanced level coming up.
Absolutely. Now for this floor, I just make my way to the top to get the other birds to get ready to fly, and I'll kill the top 2 ones so that I'm by the door when the others fly at me. And I'll use a tornado rod in the middle for these turtles here. Oops. Get that. Okay.
Your sword said no.
Kind of worked out. I needed to quick equip to bombs anyway. So with this, I do certain sword slashes like that, because I don't want to clank their swords as much, so I gotta hit them from a certain angle, but I did it a few times, but no big deal. Now, these enemies I just have to hit like normal, but at the very end, I use this bumper to push me closer to the door. Nice little optimizer. Oh, this is a fun one here. Okay, one of them kind of ruined it, but you saw the other one get shot and fall.
Soldiers are weak to arrows, apparently.
So I use 1 slash to defeat 3 of those, and then a few more slashes to get rid of those enemies. And then this, I need to put a well-placed bomb here, and then time a tornado rod to blow up all of their masks. Now for these Gyptos, they're kind of strange with how they work, because you don't want to slash too many at once, otherwise it's not actually gonna hurt them. It's really strange. It's as if there's a limit to how many things you can hit at once with the sword. That's what it seems like. Now for this, I want to knock this one into the void as quickly as possible and just take care of the rest. Oops.
Yeah, there are some enemies in these towers that have so much health that it's more worth it to just slash them into the holes surrounding the floor.
Bring out my fire rod. So for this room here, I'm going to use the fire rod at the very middle one up here to make some room so I can stand by the door while I take care of the other ones with fire rods like that.
Nice.
This one, very simple. Hack and slash away. And now at the final floor of intermediate, I'll use a well-timed tornado rod. That one might be a bit too early, but it works out. So what's nice about those shields that those moblins have is that if you have the golden sword, you can break through their shields. Because any weaker sword, they would just block it with their shields, and you have to use a hook shot to get rid of it. The time here, 140. Hey, it's okay. But now it's time for the real deal of Treacherous Tower. We're doing the advanced floor at 50 floors. So this is where keeping the sword beams really matter a lot, with the exception of one floor, and that's floor 37. That's the one floor in the entire tower where I don't want to have sword beams. But for the most part, I do want to have sword beams. So we're going to start with this floor 1 with all the ball-ups. There we go. Same situation with the rats, just kind of use the sword to kill some of them, and it's the sword beams to kill other ones. That was really lucky with their patterns. There we go. Keys, hack and slash away, very simple. But without losing my sword beams though, because I don't want to lose that yet. And then with these guys, I do one slash to kill those two, and then that beam hits that third soldier there, and then the other one's already coming at me, so I can just slash them away as well. And I got the Armos statues here, so I use one spin attack to get rid of these 6, because they're close enough, and then I can just slash those last 2. And then this one, I still have my beams, which is really good, so I can use the slash and the beam to kill those ghosts like that. But this is one of my least favorite rooms, because sometimes these ghosts can go through walls like that, and if I don't see them beforehand, I can't tell, and I can't hit them if they're inside walls unless the sword can actually reach. And I got these rupee lights here, which I can only attack if I get them out of their rupee form. And those rupees are also important with the rupee route, so we do collect those no matter what. And I use one spin attack here to defeat the middle 4. That was a pretty good pattern. And I won't need my beams here. I can just rush right into the enemies. Because in the very next floor is floor 10, and there's hearts here. And every 10 floors, you'll have a healing item, except for floor 50. You'll see what that monstrosity is in a moment.
And also every 10 floors, there's a slight change in the, I guess, the theme. In this case now, Zaheer's going to be fighting on ice floors.
Combine that with the sporadic movement of some of these enemies here, it can be a little tricky sometimes. But I still have my beams, so that's really good. Good. Sometimes the sword beams will mess up a little bit with those enemies, because if they get hit by the sword beams, they'll have to take another hit for them to die. And then I do a slash and have the beam hit the other Pengator to knock it into the void there. And it's great that I still have my beams, because this rooms with jellyfish is especially helpful when you have your sword beams, so you can just quickly get rid of them and not have to worry about the electric static, or taking the time to use the fire rod and then to get rid of them. Oh, you'll like this one. Yeah, you can still control them even when you're voiding out, so it's very convenient. Let's see if I can hit him. Okay, so I canceled his little slide thing, so I can just continuously hit him like that, which is ideal for this room. And the final hit, as long as he's coming towards me while I'm towards the top side where the door is, pushes me there, which is good. Oh, oops. He got pushed a little too far. So now we get our beams back, which is pretty good. So this is the same situation as that other crow room a little while ago.
And now the theme has changed to less floor, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like a plus sign now with the floor design. And it's especially good I still have my sword beams here for the vultures. I could catch that one before it flies up and catch the others so I don't have to deal with trying to catch them all while they're airborne. It's kind of a pain to try to ice rod each and every single one of them. And then for here, very simple. Oh, sword beams helps with this pretty well. We get rid of all the little pretty patties in here by relying on our sword beams. So I wanted to time my slashes on that one pretty carefully, be a little closer because I didn't want the sword beams to hit the red Igors, because then I'll do less damage and I'll have to wait. Oh, I missed him. Oh well. They usually hit each other, but it happens. So first thing I want to do here is get rid of the chain and ball guy. He has too much health, and the sooner he's knocked out, the better, and then I just take care of the rest. Now, these Lionels here, they have way too much health. So you're way better off just... You're way better off just knocking them out.
Sending them to the Shadow Realm.
So we're on floor 30. Sword beams don't actually matter too much here, especially for floor 37. So it's not a big deal if I get hit and lose those beams. Wait, actually I forgot to... Wait, one more. There it is. I do need the lamp, the most powerful weapon in the game.
This is the worst floor in the entire tower.
Yeah, easily. These enemies, you can only see when it's dark, and they like to fly around, and they can do what the other enemies did, where they fly through the walls, and it's a mess. Not to mention, everything is slippery.
Okay.
Cat too.
Yeah. So you want to line up those guys so you can just use some straightforward fire rods to catch them. Yeah, for here, just be sure you have the lamp equipped, the most powerful weapon in the game.
Oh, look, a heart.
Oh,
Lies.
debated. Wait, I should have done another spin attack? That's fine. So for here, I'm gonna do a sword slash and hit the other one with a beam, and then use a fire rod to get rid of those mushroom guys. So it's fine that I took a hit there, because floor 37 is like right now. So it's good that I took a hit there, so I don't have sword beams messing this part up with all the red Igors. I can just get rid of all of them in one cycle. And here it's just whiz robes on ice. Oh, very powerful enemy. Just push him off.
See ya.
What a pushover.
Want to have tornado rod right there. That still want to have my sword beams. 443 is the final time I want to have sword beams. Okay.
turn.
Oh, my beams. My beams. Yeah, this right here, this is what I needed it for.
The scariest enemy in the game. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Oh, so for here, I kill this first shield moblin right there, and then go straight for the bomb guys, so that they can do my job for me. Except that one, for some reason. They're usually all dead by then, but I guess, I don't know. Happens sometimes. Let's see if I can get the 3-spin strat.
Oh.
Oh, dang. Okay. If it didn't miss that last one, I could have got the 3-spin splash. I mean, strat. Oops. All right, that went well. That was good. Yeah, same deal with these guys. I'm getting really lucky with them though, because they're all facing completely away, so it's a lot easier for me to sneak up, especially when they move closer to the ledges.
Here's a very unappealing looking burger. I guess it's been stuck in here for too long and it's no longer edible.
Ah, got it. Good. Yeah, fighting Moldorm on ice is not fun. But that went pretty well. And now we get the big monies. I should have a minimum of 7,400 rupees, and I do, which is good, because I'm going to be buying all the items very soon from Ravio, and you need a grand total of 7,400 rupees to be able to afford it all. Woo, 617.
Whoa, wow.
That's really good. That's a really good time. 617, that's really good. That's really good. I'm very happy about that one.
So we're not done with Treacherous Tower quite yet. We have to do the advanced level a second time, but we want to come back after we have some of the upgraded items, particularly the Great Spin.
So when I go to the shop to buy all the items, the first item you always want to buy is either the ice rod or the fire rod, because those are the most expensive items. And when you try to buy and own an item for the first time, Ravio gives you half price off. So you always want it to be the rod first. So I could get it for 600 instead of 1,200. Oh, and check this out. Look, this item is new. I've never seen this before. I wonder if I'll ever use it.
My guess would have to be no.
Wait, Ravio's standing in front of the bow. How are you going to get it?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Just ask him politely.
Yeah, exactly. All right, just let me get this first. And then, Ravio, I'm going to have to politely ask you to just move just a bit. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you just talk to him to turn him around, you can just kind of wedge in the little space in between and just have access to the bow still. So you remember when I got all 100 Maya-Mice? Or excuse me, the hype snails? Now we gotta return them to the hype cave where the mother of all hypes. We'll be needing them all. Now, the reason why we do this is because for every 10 hype snails that you return, you can upgrade one of these items only if you own them. But your reward for collecting all 100 is the all-powerful Great Spin Attack. It's really powerful. It does 4 times the amount of damage of your current sword, which, since I have the golden sword, it would be 16 damage per Great Spin Attack. And it's not tied to stamina or anything. It's just if you do a spin attack, pretty much you'll use it. Now, the main reason why I was referring to these snails as the hype snails is because inside the hype cave, once you start giving Mother Mai some items, you can hear the chorus sing hype a little bit if you listen very carefully. The moment I press A on this first item, you're gonna hear it. There it is.
And while this is going on, it's probably a great time to read some donations. This does take quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got $10 from K-Pat. So we've established when we see one Mai, we yell hype. What happens when you turn all of them in?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
A $15 anonymous donation. Good luck on the runs here. Looking forward to the hype song. We have $10 from the 100th hype snail. What took you guys so long? It's freezing up here. Can you take us home, please? We have, here's an interesting one. We've got $25 from Yuga. Greetings, Link. Yuga here. I know you're coming to stop me with every item in both worlds. To stop you, I am donating $25 now to Doctor Without Borders, and we'll donate another $25 if you quit your adventures now.
I don't think Zaheer's going to quit, but we'll take the $25.
Thank you, Yuga. I have to agree with that. We have $28 from DNA66. I finished my second run of A Link Between Worlds Hero Mode last week, but I only went up to 19 hearts because the Octoball Durry always gave me grief. Donating $1 for every piece of heart, and looking forward to the Derby getting destroyed. $50 from Zero Z Shadow. Sacrificing sleep to watching this awesome run. Keep on collecting those hype snails. $100 from Fire Run Boost. Hey Zaheer, good luck on the run. My sister wants to verify that you were sarcastic about Knucklemaster being the hardest boss. Zelda hype?
Hype.
$25 from Rob181. First time donating to GDQ. Unfortunately, I missed most of this Zelda run, but I'll be sure to check the YouTube link later. We have $25 from Super MC Gamer. Hey Zaheer, thanks for letting me commentate with you at GDQ Express last year and being a great representative of the Zelda and charity communities. Love from your friendly neighborhood, Rabio.
Thanks, MC.
$25 from Adam and Jess. Hey Zaheer, we wish you luck from NC. Kick Uganon's booty, and don't forget to get the chicken statue thingy. From your brother, Adam and Jess.
Thanks, Adam. And Jess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, that's it.
$20 from Papa Gen 0193. Yo GDQ. Zaheer and Derry run by the Zaheer of Legend. Keep it going. Also, my. Or perhaps that should be hype, but let's go with that. $30 from Tizzy. Sitting here after work with my son watching and getting hype. Everyone say, hi, Bryson.
Hi, Bryson.
Hi, Bryson.
Hi, Bryson. $25 from Johnny Tar. Let's get some pep in those hypes.
Hype.
$50 from Miss Scratch 1313. This donation is being made on behalf of my grandparents. My grandma was delighted when I introduced her to SGDQ and has been telling all her friends and co-workers about the modern telethon her granddaughter has been watching. Today, while updating her on the event, she asked that I send in $50 from herself and my grandpa. They might not understand speedrunning, but they do know a great charity event when they see one. So good luck, runners. Grandma and Grandpa are cheering you on. $65 from Clefairy, singing the hype song. Hype. It's over now. But I got that in just in time. $25 from CloudStrife768. My wife just deployed for the next 6 weeks, but myself and my kids have been happily passing the time by watching the marathon all week. Thank you to all the runners, announcers, and behind-the-scenes workers who make this fantastic event work and for such an amazing cause.
So now that Zaheer is going to be moving on to the final dungeon of the game, Turtle Rock. One great thing about the nice rod is that it fires 4 platforms instead of 1, and that's just going to allow him to traverse the lava in this dungeon way, way faster.
Oh, a little too fast.
Yeah, cancel a little too fast there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get the gold rupee here because I will need to have another 300 rupees in order to do the second round of Treacherous Tower, the advanced level. And how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna switch from the tornado rod to the hook shot. I'm gonna use this right here because all you need is just a little bit to get that. And then I'm gonna equip the bombs.
Zaheer needs to kill all of the wizrobes in this room in order to be able to get the Hylian shield.
At least, since we have the nice bombs, it makes the big key skip so much easier in here.
Yeah, there's a trick that Zaheer's gonna be doing to skip the boss key here and or access the area where you fall into the boss room. There is a obsoleted strategy where you do this with a regular bomb, and it is much, much harder.
I ran out of stamina, so I couldn't use it. Okay, hold on. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, doing that with a regular bomb is frame perfect, and if you were doing a 90% speed run, you'd be using the Wizrobe's fire attack to damage you up instead. But because Zaheer killed the Wizrobe, he's lucky enough to just have the nice bombs, which makes it much easier.
Oh, and I finally have a shield.
Yeah, you finally have a shield. Only almost 3 hours in.
So this is Grinix. It's like he doesn't find ice very nice, so.
I think we all disagree. Ice is very nice.
Wait, what?
Except for when it doesn't work.
That was weird. All right, now we you get to have a little bit of a taste of what this can do.
Taste because it's hitting his mouth, or?
Sure. There you go. That's it.
The cutscene coming up here is rather long, so this is another good time for donations.
Yeah, I've got a few of them here. How about $15 from Jabaxero? A Link Between Worlds was a fantastic sequel to one of my absolute favorite Zelda games in A Link to the Past. Fantastic running, and never stop the hype. We have $100 from Jeremy166, donating in honor of my friends, Scott's and George's, wedding this week. It's dangerous to go alone. Good thing you have each other.
So, PurplePhoton, tell us about how this cutscene can be skipped in any percent.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, in any percent, you actually do Thieves' Hideout last. And now when you beat Thieves' Hideout, you get the Sand Rod back because Osfala the Sage had rented it out, and that's why it's not there originally. But that cutscene actually cancels this cutscene, so it saves about a minute to do that. Unfortunately, you can't do it in 100% because you need the Sand Rod to get the Titan's Mid and a lot of Maiamais, and the Titan's Mid itself is needed for a lot of stuff, so you just can't do it.
That's a very shiny looking Dorito chip. So I'm not actually finished with Turtle Rock just yet. I just got the final heart container. Now I'm also gonna get the final piece of heart because it's in Turtle Rock. But thankfully, the piece of heart is on the outside. So once I get that piece of heart, I can warp straight away and back to Treacherous Tower to attempt that a second time. Now, some of you might be thinking that why didn't I just do the second round in the same trip as the first round? And the main reason for that is because it's faster to have the Great Spin Attack, like 2 minutes faster to do it with Great Spin Attack, but we couldn't have the Great Spin Attack for the first round of Treacherous Tower because we needed to buy all of the items, and the fastest way to get the money for that is to do Treacherous Tower, pretty much. So this is why we have to separate those two trips the way we do. And then there's a way to navigate this upcoming lava room by using the ice rod in a certain place. It's a nice little optimization.
It's so satisfying to look at.
And that's the final piece of heart.
Zaheer had to walk down a little bit after picking up that heart piece because for some reason Irene and her broom don't like to pick you up when you're standing underneath doorways. Underneath waterfalls is perfectly fine though. I'm not really sure what her logic behind that is.
Okay, so now you can see the full extent of what Great Spin Attack can really do. There are still going to be some floors where I don't use it. But most of the time I will. Like this floor, I could just use an upgraded tornado rod because it does damage. In this room, they start a little too close to where I am, so I wouldn't have time to charge a Great Spin Attack. Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. So with this one, since I still have sword beams, I could just do that, which is very convenient, and then Great Spin Attack the rest of those ghosts. Now here, I had to do this the exact same way as I did in the first trip, because I can't damage them while they're in their rupee form, so I still have to have them come right out. But this one I can get away with. This one too. Whoa, wait. Those two don't usually survive that. Never happened before. Not a marathon thing. Okay, good. This one can be a little tricky because I want to see where they move in the beginning so that I know I would have the space to kind of work with that. Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. Oops. But it's the same deal with these enemies. I want to try to just hit them with the sword and not the sword beams. Because the sword alone is enough to kill them, but the sword beams are not. And with this, just get rid of those two and big spin again. Hey, we're here to spin to win, so it works out really nicely. Oops.
One awesome thing about the Great Spin Attack is that its ring around you doesn't count as a sword hitbox, so even if those enemies have their electric field around them, you can still hit them with the Great Spin Attack.
We still get to enjoy this little strat again. And I do the same strat for here. Because if I go for the Great Spin Attack, it's possible for the one, that Taro's way at the end to clank with his little spear. This one's pretty straightforward. Just spin to win. It's nice to have the beams again. Won't do much, but I'll take it. Yeah, same deal with these rats, pretty much. But at least I get to do this to them, to those snakes. Oh, so I still have my sword beams, which was actually pretty good. Great spin attack would, Great spin attack would not reach them by the time they fly, if you try to get close enough. This is the same strat as the first trip. Because if you try to do a great spin attack here, he will bounce off the bouncy ball, so I don't really want that, especially if I'm closer to the edge. And this one, just spin to win. Now this one's also a spin to win, but I faced the sword. Oh, oops. So how that was supposed to go is that I had the sword facing down so it wouldn't poke any enemies, but I didn't charge it in time. But for that one, I had time. So the Lionels have, they HP are still so high that it's not worth using a great spin attack, because you would definitely have to use more than one, and it takes time to charge and to deal with them having to come after or shoot fire at you. So you just push them down just like in the first trip. Now I get to do little nifty thing here and have those hard hat beetles push me to the door. So Flare 32 is not nearly as bad. Oh, oops. This time around, because Great Spin Attack can go really far, so it can catch a lot of the ones that are very deep into the walls. If I can find where the last one is. There it is. There it is. It was way to the right. I need fire rod here. So, another spin to win room. I don't want to learn too many of the eyeball bats though, because I could lead to a poker getting hit or something like that. So, easy spin to win. And I could spin to win here too, but I would have to use a fire rod to get those last two. And thankfully, having beams don't really affect me here, because I can just spin to win. And spin to win again. Man, I should really enter a Wheel of Fortune or something with all these spin to wins. Yeah, he has too much health, so I don't do great spin attack against him. We're already full health. I still have my beams. Not that I would really need them much at this point. So for these guys, I'll use the Tornado Rod here to stun the closest four. And then I'll spin to win. So this is what would normally be really nice to have sword beams, but I could just spin to win. Hardest enemy in the game. Done. Didn't even need to spin. Let's see if they get them all this time. Yeah, they got them all. It's a fun strat. Spinning would have helped me there with Clank with some of the moblins and their spears. And I wouldn't be able to catch the bomb soldiers because the top two are far away enough. So I'm still gonna melt those ice statues, so I don't have to worry about spinning twice. Spin win, easy. And these Lionels, same situation as in the first trip to advance. You just gotta push them off. I think they have 40 HP. Could be wrong about that, but with Great Spin Attack doing 16, they wouldn't even die to 2 Great Spins. And then we have the Great Rotten Burger. And that's it?
That's it.
So there's 2 reasons why we had to do that a second time. The first reason is to get the Super Net, which is the second most powerful weapon in the game. And we needed all the rupees for a very overpriced item that you could easily get from the street merchant for 100 rupees. Let's see what my time was here. 4:28, yeah, that's really good. 4:28 is very good, actually.
Good job.
And now would be a great time for a bunch of donations because this upcoming part's gonna take a while.
Absolutely. How about $25 from Mushroom Soda? Zaheer, you are an inspiration to not just the Augusta crew back home, but to all your friends, family, and fans on Twitch. Have a great weekend, enjoy yourself, and spin to win, bro. P.S. That smug is the best emote. $25 from Poe. Had to donate during at least one Zelda jam. These games mean so much to me and to so many others. It's always an extra special treat to see him at GDQ. Thanks to all the staff and runners and MSF for all to do. $15 from CP216. Link to the Past is one of the first games I remember playing, and Link Between Worlds is the first game I ever played with my daughter. Both games are amazing experiences, and it's great to see it here at GDQ. That treacherous tower run was amazing. $33 from Youngjun Lee. Loving all the great speed runs. Hype for the Mai, and thanks to all the runners and crew for putting on great events every year. $30 from Falcon. Anyone who works in fundraising will tell you every single donation counts. The minimum $5 from just 6 people is just as wonderful from this $30 from one person. Please donate. $25 from Mike173. Watching with my 4 kids, Emma, Zeke, Zach, and Samuel. Future speedrunners. $25 from D. Anderson. Can I get a hype rule?
Hype.
$30 from MB89. I love to support MSF and people playing great games. Excellent run. Stay comfy. $30 from 1 million BC. Z-Man Games prizes during another Z-Man's quest to save Princess Z. 0 chance I don't donate. That's an excellent reminder for me to plug the Z-Man Games bundle, which is a small collection of those games, including Pandemic, Pandemic on the Brink, Pandemic Fall of Rome, and Pandemic Rapid Response, as well as a set of the Pandemic Premium Hated Miniatures. We also have a collection of other Zelda-themed prizes going on for the remainder of this run, including a Bit Brigade Legend of Zelda vinyl for $10, a Chainmail Triforce for $15, a Hyrule Mousepad for $5, and some Zelda environment prints for $15. Don't forget that we also have some additional donation incentives coming up, such as the bonus levels for Remnants of Nazeth. We have $1,292.03 out of 5,000, which we need to see those. For Cave Dory, you can see Chaco's Lipstick. For $7,500, we have $3,251.81 for that.
All right, so this is it. It's the final stretch. And we're gonna enter the final dungeon of the game, Lorule Castle. I'm gonna have PurplePhoton explain what I do within the castle, but I'll have Aaron Toad explain Trial Skip.
Yeah, so the first thing Zaheer wants to do inside Laurel Castle is do this dash onto a railing in order to get a key early. He needs the key in order to get to the second or third floor. Or no, he needs the key to get to the top floor in order to get the red mail, which is the last item he needs in the game. And then after that, he's going to go towards the bomb trial in order to do trial skip. There's one other trick he's going to be doing along the way, which is to skip a ball and chain soldier fight. It's unique to 100% because it requires the upgraded bombs. He's going to push this Armo statue. Or hold on. So he's going to push this Armo statue and then throw a nice bomb on top of it and then do a bomb rod with it to get onto the second floor.
Nice. Would you consider skipping the red mail just to keep the nice blue on Link?
Yeah, for a 99% run, sure.
Probably one of the less good items to skip in a 99% run. So over here in this room, Zaheer's going to be navigating to a place where he's going to be going out of bounds to skip the trials. These trials probably take about 8 minutes to do, and he's going to be dropping or going on top of a raised platform here and lining himself up so that he recoils into the air off of this big rock. And by getting into this position, he can place a nice bomb and do a damage boost to get up top. He needs to time this correctly, though. Nice. That trick is way harder.
If I can interject just as we head over to the boss here, we've received a total of $80,258.20 from Funhouse219. The comment's pretty long. I'm going to save that for after this fight.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, so remember when we said the lamp was the best weapon in the game?
We weren't joking.
Unlucky. There we go.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so the super lamb does the same exact amount of damage as the golden sword, but I use it for you, Ganon, because you don't take recoil when you hit him with the lamp, and I have the shield to protect me from most of his attacks. And I'm gonna do a little bit of some crazy tennis here.
Yes.
Also, I get to show you all how truly busted and powerful Great Spin Attack is. You'll see that very soon. Oh, there's also 2 empty item spaces. That's the Screw Fruit and the Stun Fruit. We don't really count those because they are consumables and they don't stay in your menu when you do use them, so we don't worry about those.
Similar to the monster guts, tail, and horn. Those aren't required either. Although Zaheer did end up accidentally picking up 2 of them.
I think I got all 3.
All 3, wow.
Yes, nice.
Really nice.
That's harder than it looks.
That's right, you have to actually time the tennis ball hits. You can't just spam the sword. So all those flashes were timed. And that's it. Quick kill on you, Ganon. Time is coming up soon. It's not time yet, but it's coming up very soon. So it's time when I press A on the Triforce. And Zelda 2 chooses a very good time to start talking a lot about things. Zelda, please. No, Zelda, I thought I was done talking to you. Leave me alone. And time.
That was a really good run.
That was really great.
That was really hype.
So there is something I want to show off in the credits. It's something called a glitch in the credits. So, and before I give it away to the couch for some shoutouts, I do want to say that Fezaheim, I'm sorry, you're very disappointed that I got a pretty solid 305.52. All right, take it away, couch.
Okay.
Should we let the $80,000 donation get read?
If you want me to go first, I certainly can. So, dear Games Done Quick, we at Funhouse just wrapped up our second annual 24-hour charity event where we race all of your runners and ask our community to help you support an awesome cause. So, on behalf of Funhouse fans everywhere and Tom Arnold, please accept this donation. Thank you. Now we're going to bed.
Oh my God. It's almost at 700,000 now.
Yeah.
A lot. So we've got a lot of people to give shout outs to.
Yeah, a lot of ALBW people couldn't make it, so I guess I'll start off.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Herediman for doing lots of runs of this game at ESA and for winning the Link Between Worlds Any % tournament a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I believe Herediman has run all three of the major categories at ESA, any %, 100%, and low %. So big shout outs to him.
Shout outs to a Ham Plan, who's a pretty old runner of this game and a good friend of mine.
Hi, Ham.
Hi, Ham.
We miss you, Ham.
Yeah, we missed you.
Shout outs to Romulos for making an any % tutorial for this game that's encouraged a lot of people to pick it up. And I hope your exams went well, too.
Yeah, I hope your exams went pretty well, bud. Shout outs to Ben Stevens 56 for contributing a lot to the routing of this game. He's a pretty great guy. Sad he couldn't make it out this time. And shout outs to Venik, I guess.
Shout outs to Zaheer. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great run.
Yeah.
Really good. Oh, it's coming up.
It's right here.
It's right here.
Keep your eyes on the dirt road. There it is.
That's a nice sword you've got there.
Oh, and shout outs to Bunny Bye for the ice art clip and the Rizrobe method of the Bicky Skip and Turtle Very, very good stuff.
Yeah, you removed 2 really hard frame perfect tricks from the 80% run, so.
Yep.
Major, major shout outs to him.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we're done here. Headed over to the next runner.
Hey, thanks so much for having us. It's been a pleasure, and thank you very much, GDQ staff. You've been amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. Thank you.
Good job, Zaheer.
Alrighty, thanks very much for that 100% run of A Link Between Worlds by The Legend of Zaheer. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to have Dark Souls 2 by Distortions, all bosses with DLC. You're watching Summer Games Done Quick 2019, powered by Twitch. Your money is going towards Doctors Without Borders. We have a $25 donation from the Great Rupee Fairy. Someone just threw a bunch of rupees in my pool, and I decided to donate some of them to a good cause. Will do. We've got $25 from Whiskey Tang, which just says, spin to win. And I've got $180 from Infinite. I'm a huge Zelda fan, and I've been sitting here watching the run with my dog, Bark Madshaw. One of my favorite runs yet. All right, I'm going to send you over to a few words from Twitch as we start getting set up for our next run. Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2019, raising money for Doctors Without Borders. Just a few minutes, we're going to be having a run of Dark Souls 2 by Distortion 2, defeating all the bosses with DLC. We have a $250 anonymous donation with no comment. Thank you very much for your money, for your donations. A $15 anonymous donation. Thank you all for an amazing Zelda run and for supporting such a great cause. $25 from Destructo Spin, a longtime watcher, first-time donator. This donation goes out to Barb Souls and the Super Mario World community, the best community on Twitch. Cool. $15 from Michael Goldmain. I'll keep this short. My mother passed away last month, and even though she didn't know video games, she would always ask me to keep her updated on the donation total, and she would tune in during games like Glover, Spyro, That Pikachu Game. I don't have a lot to donate, but she would always ask me to donate with a message from our family. So one last time from her, Ush Milo Tave Labai Labai. All right, I'm going to send it over to a few words from our sponsors.
Hey, I'm OmniGamer, and I wrote my new book Speedrun Science to help newcomers and veterans alike through the full process of investigating, routing, and performing speedruns. I also introduce speedrunning's rich history, how its rules evolved, and a whole lot more. Better now at fangamer.com.
All right. Summer Games Done Quick is brought to you by, sponsored by 8-4 Limited, showrunners of the 8-4 Play podcast, the first, best, last, and only show for talk about Japan and games and Japanese games. They're the English language localizers of numerous fan favorites from Japan, including Fire Emblem Awakening, Nier Automata, Monster Hunter World, and the critically acclaimed Pets Hamsters Bunch. They're the publishers of the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch versions of Undertale and Deltarune Chapter Run. Find us on the interwebs at 8-4.jp, our second home at giantbomb.com, and on Twitter at 8-4play. All right, you're watching Summer Games on Quick 2019. As we finish getting set up for our next run, I'm going to send you over to an interview by KungFuFruitcup with the runner of Dead Rising, DrunkWario. Take it away.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Fu, or Kung Fu. I'm here with DrunkWario, who is getting ready to do his, wow, I am blanking. To do your Dead Rising run, which is going to be awesome. First of all, can I just say that DrunkWario is an amazing name?
It is. It's a Nintendo canon name, too. In Wario Land 2, only the Japanese version, though. In the Japanese version of Wario Land 2, there are penguin enemies that hold beer jugs, and they throw them at Wario, and he gets drunk, and that is where DrunkWario comes from.
I did not know that.
Now you do. In the American version, they changed it to bowling balls, and he's Crazy Wario, but he still burps as an attack, because that makes sense when he's drunk, but not when he got hit in the head with a bowling ball, so...
It's okay, they had to adjust it somehow.
Of course, yeah. The kids don't need to know about alcohol at all, no.
All right, well, let's talk about your run a little bit. Okay, so Dead Rising, a lot of people would say, is like an auto-scroller kind of game. There isn't too much gameplay, but I know that, especially with this category, if you look at the actual time estimate, that seems to be wildly not the case anymore. Can you explain how that's kind of changed?
Sure. So back in the old SDA days in 2007, you can even go on YouTube right now. The oldest SDA run for Dead Rising's overtime mode by Zebediah Danvers has a bunch of YouTube comments saying, why aren't you playing the whole game? Why is this just overtime mode? But ever since the game got a PC port for the 10th anniversary on Steam, a bunch of talented people in the Dead Rising speedrun community that are wizards in coding have actually found where the flow of time resides in pointer values and been able to manipulate the flow of time whenever you complete a case mission. So, for example, the first case mission starts on September 19th at 12 p.m. As soon as you complete that, the screen will pop up. The next case begins on September 20th at 6 a.m. You can't control that normally. However, with some talented scripting, we've created new categories called time skip. And with that, as soon as you complete this case mission, time will automatically fast forward to the next point in time where the story can continue. So instead of it being a 6-hour-long auto-scroller, we can now basically beat the game in about 35 minutes, more or less.
That's awesome. So would you say that the time skip is used in most of the categories that are typically ran?
Yes. Overtime mode is still, I guess you could call it a legacy category from the old SDA days, but a lot of runners currently do runs in time skip. There's other skip categories. There's Psycho Skip, which is all optional bosses. There's Survivor Skip, which I made personally, which is rescuing all optional survivors, which can be done in an hour 45 minutes. That's ridiculous, because like a lot of people that play Dead Rising casually, the perfect run is rescuing every single survivor from level 1 on a fresh save, and it's very hard to do, but you can do it in under 2 hours now, getting rid of all of that blank time in between, and it's really interesting to see the possibilities that have come up as a result of being able to toy around with the game's code a bit.
Yeah, and especially skip all of that kind of...
Just wait around doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So with this series, how did you get involved in general?
So back in 2017, I was doing a joke speedrun because I was not a speedrunner at the time. I decided to do a speedrun of Dead Rising's Ending A, which was just the only way you could get a faster time is go through the least loading zones as possible and put it on an SD and hope that your SD is faster than everyone else's, or your SSD, excuse me. An actual Dead Rising speedrunner from the community came into my stream and said, "What are you doing? This isn't a real category. This is a joke." And I said, "Well, yes, this is a joke. You can't really speedrun this game, can you?" And he's like, "Yes, you can. We have all these new categories, and we're working on this time skip thing. It's going to be really interesting once we actually get it finished." And lo and behold, they actually finished it a few months later, and I ended up running the category that is going to be played in a few hours, which is Overtime Low or New Game. The description doesn't really work for either of those. It's Overtime mode. You start about 95% of the way through the story, so it's not a new game. The low percent comes from the fact that we're starting overtime mode at the lowest possible starting level, which is level 9. A lot of people end up not completing the overtime mode because of how difficult it is and they're not high enough level. A very notable Let's Play ended up quitting the run and just watched someone else's Let's Play of it at level 50. I'm going to be doing this at level 9. A lot of people recommend doing this at level 35, 40, so you have a bunch of health ups, max inventory, things to get rid of all of the guards that want to shoot you dead, things like that. No, I'm just doing this at level 9 because that actually makes it a challenge. Going around with the Mega Buster and all that. Mega Man games are easy in comparison to this, apparently.
Wow. Well, I'm very excited to see it. I'm sure you're going to do great. And I hear that there is a Discord and things like that.
There is a Discord.
You'd love some more people to join, huh?
I would absolutely love more people to get into speedrunning this game. A lot of people just consider Dead Rising to be more or less the one game you can't speedrun because the entire thing is an autoscroller. But we can speedrun it now. I would love people to get into the community Discord, start running it. I've actually had someone take up my offer of personally trying to help out them trying to learn time skip, which is the second main category for 72-hour mode to just complete the main story. So I'm planning on making a tutorial for this after I get home from GDQ. I'm planning on it. A lot of plans fall through, but I promise I'm going to make it eventually.
There you go. There's your declaration to do it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I can have multiple people call me out and call me a liar and a fraud for all of this if I go on in front of hundreds of thousands of people and not keep to my promise.
No, you will totally do it. All right, well, I can't wait for the run to come up. That's going to be awesome. And
I can't either. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. It's going to be great, guys. Looking forward to it. Hey, Sense here. That's...
Oh, I mean,
What are you doing?
I live here, Kung Fu, unfortunately.
Okay, that's true.
This is just my life now.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm Sent, and I'm here to tell you about some great prizes you can win by donating between now and Gauntlet later tonight. Or at least I would be if Kung Fu wasn't hogging all of the cool ones.
Wait, but I found these. Can it be finders keepers?
No, Kung Fu. We have those are prizes. We have to give those away. Come on. You got to share Kung Fu. So we do have some great ones though, like that Bit Brigade vinyl you're holding right there, Legend of Zelda theme. Oh yeah, that one's super cool. Kung Fu, are you a fan of vinyl?
I am. I have a really pretty Hollow Knight set actually.
Wonderful.
This one's very cool.
It's really made a resurgence over the past few years. Legend of Zelda, of course, just an iconic series for its music. Great candidate for a beautiful vinyl. That's a $10 minimum donation from now until the end of Gauntlet. Something we unfortunately don't have on site to show off, although maybe thankfully, so Kung Fu can't add it to her hoard pile over there, is a beautiful chainmail Triforce sent to us by Becky Ham.
Ooh.
It is a $15 minimum donation, and you should head over to the tracker to see a beautiful picture of it. Looks great. It's embossed all in black and gold.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. So over there, Kung Fu also has this wonderful Hyrule mouse pad from our friends over at Studio Pen. That's a $5 minimum donation. I mean, hey, add some Legend of Zelda flair to your daily computing. I think my mouse pad's like 18 years old, so at this point, I probably need to get myself one of those. Maybe you should too.
This one's really cool.
Oh, yeah. And of course, the pile of games Kung Fu has over there is from Z-Man Games, and it's actually a collection of Pandemic games. You have the original Pandemic, Pandemic on the Brink, and Pandemic Fall of Rome, as well as their new game, Pandemic Rapid Response, which is a real-time it's not turn-based anymore like the other Pandemic games. It's just everyone plays at the same time, and hopefully you win. Probably you lose, given my experience with these games in cooperation, but what are you gonna do? Rapid Response by itself, we're giving away several copies. Thanks to Z-Man Games, and it's a $10 minimum donation. And the bundle altogether, I believe, is a $30 donation, and you get all 4 games, which is super cool. So shout out to them for that. And of course, as always, we have our amazing grand prize, which I believe is just a little bit off frame right now, the wonderful Master Sword and Hylian Shield from Heroic Replicas. Shout out to Dave from Heroic Replicas for making that happen. If we could get a little, there we go. That shield is absolutely beautiful, guys. That is handcrafted for you right there. It's a $200 minimum donation, and I know that sounds scary. That's a lot of money, right, Kung Fu?
I mean, it's Zelda. It's Zelda, right? That person knows.
Thank you, person in the audience. They know. But it's cumulative. So that means, hey, you get in $30 now for everything, entry into everything we talked about. You get in, maybe $20 later, you're already a quarter of the way there. And keep in mind, all of this money is going directly to Doctors Without Borders. And as we heard from Tomas at the start of the marathon, and as we hear from Doctors Without Borders every year, every single dollar counts and helps with their efforts. And what wonderful and altruistic efforts they are.
Plus, it's a win-win. Absolutely win-win. You get really cool, awesome stuff.
For sure.
And you're helping charity.
But anyway, Kung Fu, I think that's all I have. Thank you so much for letting me be here with you. DrunkWario, good luck on your run a little later tonight, guys. Dead Rising, it's going to be coming up right after Dark Souls 2. Speaking of which, let's throw it back up to the front as we get ready for Dark Souls 2 with Distortion, also 2.
Thank you, Kung Fu, for that outstanding interview, and Percent for talking about those incredible prizes. I'm personally really excited about those pandemic games. While we're getting set up, let's go through some of the donations that have come in. We have $15 from Frozen Harbinger, Amazing Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds Run, and now Dark Souls 2. I am hype. We have an anonymous $200 donation that's presented without comment. Thank you so much for your amazing generosity. We have $25 from Ashenette. Had to donate for DS2. Big shout outs to Distortion himself. I've been a longtime viewer and we're cheering you on in chat. We have $10 from Boarhound. Bearer, seek, seek, lest. $100 from Surashu. Good luck to Distortion. Looking forward to the DS2 run. We have $15 from Roadrunner. Wait, so all we have to do is donate to an important cause and we get to see a Mario Brothers 3 All Forts race? What's the catch? I know, I'm pretty excited about it. It looks like we are pretty far away. We're currently sitting at around $9,000 out of $125,000. It's sure to be incredibly hype, super amazing. We've got Mitch Flower Power, Grand Pooh Bear, the Haxer, and Lasso running that. If in the event that it's met, hopefully it is. I'm super hype about it. Let's get those donations in. And it looks like